The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
And what a matchup we have for you tonight. The trip to Wells Fargo Arena on the line.
Not a person sitting down in the arena. Buckle your seatbelts, everyone. Atherton all the way across to Van Otterloo, catching fire free, and she drills it. 9-point lead for Algona, and the three-pointers are raining down here in Humboldt, Iowa. Bulldogs to the basketball, it's Mansky. Mansky driving in, Mansky puts it up, and he puts it in. We are all tied up at 49. He missed on purpose, Mansky rebound, he throws it up into the rafters. Book those tickets to Wells Fargo, Algona fans. Your Bulldogs are headed to the state tournament for the first time since 1999.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Bauer Plumbing and Heating of Emmitsburg and Algona. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident. PMC Advantage Insurance, having the advantage makes all the difference. Now, here's Sports Director Tyler Lance.
Saturday matinee basketball here on Home Country Radio KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream as the Algona Bulldogs look to start off 2024 2-0. Last night it was a dominant win over St. Edmund 70-37, and this afternoon the Algona Bulldogs cross over as far as conference play is concerned. They take on the top of Iowa West, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura Cardinals. Cardinals 5-5 on the season as they've won 5 out of the past 7 games, but dropping last night's matchup by 7 points against North Union. So nice Saturday afternoon matchup, the 7-3 Bulldogs against the 5-5 Cardinals, as Algona enters 2024 ranked at number 11 in Class 3A. Looks to build on what they did before winter break with beating Clear Lake at the Clear Lake High School Gymnasium. So 1-0 start to the year for Algona. We'll talk about it all with head coach Noel McLaughlin as we caught up with him on Breakfast with the Coaches. You can hear that each Saturday morning at 9:05 over on KLGA 92.7 FM as the area coaches talk about what's going on in their programs. With that, let's get it over to Coach McLaughlin and hear his thoughts on how the first half of the season ended and on how 2024 got underway. Just resumes right now on Hometown Radio KLGA as we talk Algona Bulldog basketball with girls head coach Noel McLaughlin. Coach, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Good morning to you, Tyler.
Oh, there we go. It would help if I turned your mic on as well.
You, Tyler. Yeah, there it is.
See, it's the first show after winter break for everyone, but we're talking Algona basketball right now with Coach McLaughlin. And Coach, we'll talk about last night's win here in a minute, but first of all, just talk to me a bit about how the team spent winter break and the things you did to get ready for this January month of the season.
Well, there was no snow, and so it was easy to get in for practices. We got up and got a little scrimmage with North Union, visited the old legendary Fenton gym. For those listeners out there that have been to that gym, our girls were like, where are we going? So it's a great place to get in. It's not too far from here, and we get up and down the court. It was a great experience for us. We get plenty of practices in there without a game until Friday of this week. So we feel like, it's a good chance to spend some time away and then come back recharged and ready to go, and that's kind of how we approach it.
And, Coach, the first half of the season is obviously one where the team goes undefeated in North Central Conference play. They get that big win at Clear Lake right before the break happens. When you look back at half number 1 of the season and kind of have a chance over winter break to really self-scout a little bit, what sticks out to you about half number 1?
Well, it's still, a building process for us as we bring back, a couple kids in there that were huge parts to it, but also throwing in some kids with a lack of experience and young kids. So we just continue to take one step forward each game, one step forward each practice. We've had some highs, we've had some lows each game. Even in that Clear Lake game, there were some highs and there were some lows. We started out, we were down 14-5 in that first quarter, and then went on a 18-0 run somewhere in there as well. So we haven't played our best basketball, but you're not really supposed to play your best basketball in the beginning of the year. You got to continue to get better from the moment that you're at, and that's what we've done. We had some nice games in that first half of the season, but we had some games that we took as, hey, we got to learn from those games, we got to get better, and that's what we've done.
And, Coach, like you referenced, another step in the process, I should say, was taken against Clear Lake, winning at a place that's been very tough for Algona to win over the years and against a team that's won the North Central the past couple of years. Just the mentality of going into Clear Lake and, finally breaking that conference win streak for the Lions was a big step for the team. Can you just speak on that a little bit and how big of a step in the process you felt that was?
Absolutely. Well, it's been hard for everybody to win at Clear Lake, not just Algona. And they know how to win. Coach Smith does an unbelievable job. This year they're really running a nice 2-3 zone, extending it. they have the best forwards in our conference as far as size. If you look at statistically, they just get the ball down low. Matty Ott is doing a good job leading them in scoring right now. They're tough inside, and so we saw some things that we could maybe take away from them, pressured their guards a little bit, and so that's the process that I'm talking about. Our kids learning, like, hey, who's our opponent? What do we got to do to put ourselves in a favorable position?
Well, and Coach, that's a game where maybe a lot of coaches would say, it's too bad we don't have another game right after that to keep the momentum going. But you guys came out of winter break against St. Edmund last night and beat them 70-37. It was your highest scoring game of the season so far. So can you just speak on the team being able to come out with energy after winter break?
Yeah, that first half was really consistent. Our pressure we knew would turn them over, and we wanted to play fast, so we made a lot of mistakes while trying to play fast, but that's sometimes your best way to learn is during battle, during games. So we had some turnovers that looked like, man, you threw it up the court, but they were aggressive turnovers. We like those, but very consistent that first half. Got a little bit sloppy in the second half. Sometimes that's just as the game goes. Both teams are playing hard. Some plays get sloppy along the way when the point spread is starting to spread out a little bit. But loved our balance last night, loved our energy. Last night was a fun game for us coming out of break. We needed that. We hadn't played in a while since that Clear Lake game. So we're back in it, and we're back going.
Well, Coach, obviously each year after winter break, you start off with the St. Edmund game on Friday and then Garner, Hayfield, Ventura on Saturday. So it's back-to-back games, really getting back into it right away. I guess how are the girls feeling coming out of Friday night, and how you make sure you replicate that energy here on this Saturday?
Well, we don't overthink things. It's just another game. They like playing. They like being with each other. They had fun last night. Now they're ready to get back in the gym. We'll do a shoot-around this morning. So they're back-to-back. We know that Garner's an athletic team. We know that they're a very good team. We see scores. They played North Union tough last night. They knocked off Humboldt before the break. So this is a good Garner team that we're going to see today. They've got athletes that shoot the ball, score the ball, rebound the ball, and we're going to have to be sharp today and to compete with them and take care of business.
And Coach, one of the things you referenced there, and one thing that always seems to stick out about Garner, Hayfield, Ventura is they put up really good rebounding numbers game after game and year after year. So when you look at the battle on the glass, how do you make sure your team, gets in there, be physical, and tries to control that a little bit?
Well, just what you said there, you got to be physical and you got to put yourself in position, and you got to box out. That's one thing we've been better at this year. I would say we're not relying on just one player to rebound. We're pretty balanced across the court. I like how our guards are getting rebounds. I think between Hayden Coleman and Casey last night, Van Otterloo, I think they probably had about 10 rebounds together, and that's good. When you see those girls release, go get that rebound, and we're hitting the offensive glass as well. So when you have 5 kids hitting the glass, makes things a lot easier.
Well, Coach, outside of that, what do you feel one or two of the biggest deciding factors for this afternoon are going to be?
I think, how we shoot the ball and how we execute on the offensive end. I know we'll play on the defensive end, but how we execute on the offensive end in a back-to-back, we've been shooting it well. We shot it well again last night. We shot it well against Clear Lake. We want to keep that momentum going. So it's kind of nice to have that back-to-back because you get right back in the gym and hopefully pick up right where you left off.
All right, well, Coach, we'll see you this afternoon, and thank you for stopping by this morning.
Thanks, Tyler. See you then.
That is Algona Bulldog coach Norm McLaughlin on his appearance on Breakfast of the Coaches this morning on Hometown Radio KLGA. His thoughts on the first part of the season for the Algona Bulldogs and this upcoming matchup against Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Right now we're about 4 minutes away from tip-off as we'll step aside for a timeout and hear from a couple of our sponsors. And we'll come back with more pregame coverage after this on KLGZ Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beich, Jason Brace, Daniel Folt, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
It's the Algona Bulldogs and the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals coming up in about 3 minutes on Home Country Radio, KLGZ, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart as the Bulldogs play on the second afternoon of a back-to-back, playing last night against St. Edmund and starting off against Garner Hayfield Ventura. Greg, I'll say this, the Bulldogs built some serious momentum right before winter break by beating Clear Lake at the Clear Lake High School Gymnasium. They continued that momentum last night by beating St. Edmund 70-37, and they'll have a chance to get 2024 start off with 2 wins in a row this afternoon against Garner Hayfield Ventura. But I'll say right before break, I thought the Bulldogs did a big step. They really did a lot of growing up in that game against Clear Lake, and to win in that environment against that team was really a huge step for this young Bulldog squad.
Yeah, absolutely it was, Tyler, and I like what Coach McLaughlin said. As long as we're moving forward, as long as we're improving, and we've been playing well lately, let's get right back out on the court. The Algona girls have definitely been showing growth, and with the youth they have in that squad, that's what you expect to see. They're not playing their best ball. It was not a perfect game last night, but I saw a lot of improvement. Really good defense by the Bulldogs, very good passing, some of the best movement I've seen all year out of Algona girls. So they're steadily getting better, and really fun to watch. It'll be fun to see them continue that today.
And they will try to continue that today against the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals, who come in at 5-5, and it'll be a different-looking team as far as experience is concerned. You have on one side the young Algona Bulldog team that's starting 2 freshmen and having several other freshmen come off the bench in the regular rotation. On the Garner Hayfield Ventura side of things, they have 5 seniors in their starting lineup, so players who have varsity experience, who play a tough schedule on the top of Iowa West, and have seen Algona in the non-conference schedule each year. Last year, Algona defeated Garner Hayfield Ventura in a lower-scoring game, 42-24, but this is an experienced Cardinal team, and like we talked about in that pregame interview, one that does a really good job of crashing the glass, so Bulldogs will have to find a way to limit those second chance opportunities and find a way also to establish the pace they want in today's game.
Yeah, and they were pushing the pace last night against St. Ed's. This will be a little bit stiffer test today with GHV, but the Algona girls, I think, are up to it, and that's going to be a key to see how well they can control the pace and the boards. Coach McLaughlin talked about shooting. Of course, that's always important, but that defense and rebounding are effort things that need to be there consistently. That's what they'll be looking for today.
So watch for that energy coming out here in this 2:15 afternoon game. The starting lineups are about to be introduced, I should say, and we'll have the national anthem coming up in a couple minutes as well here at the Bulldog High School Gymnasium. So while it's going on, we'll step aside for a timeout and have your tip-off coming up next on Home Country Radio, KLGZ, and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at moneypass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Thank you to these Sports Club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
all sponsors of this game broadcast.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa bone, joint, and sports surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for the Algona Bulldogs.
Hayden McLaughlin, freshman, number 22.
In the lane, down underneath to Hayden McLaughlin, turns right, puts it up and puts it in.
Hayden Coleman, freshman, number 2.
Coleman, left open on the right wing, lets it fly and buries it.
Paige Schmidt, junior, number 12.
And now Schmidt jumps a pass in the backcourt. She has an open run to the basket and a wide open lay-in.
Lauren McLaughlin, junior, number 40.
Now McLaughlin in the corner, squares for a 3. Oh, she hit it again!
Casey Van Otterloo, junior, number 14.
Bouncing it into the lane to Perry. She comes up to Van Otterloo. Heat check 3. The heat is on! Casey Van Otterloo hits another 3-pointer. Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio. You just heard the Algona basketball lineup for head coach Noel McLaughlin. Meanwhile, on the Garner Hayfield Ventura side of things, for head coach Adam Ernest, he will have 5 seniors in the starting lineup. It's the 5'5" Jenna Prignitz, the 5'6" Allie Durr, the 5'6" Allie Hess, 5'7" Kennedy Frayne, and 5'11" Greta Gouge in the Garner Hayfield Ventura starting lineup. Bulldogs in the home whites with the black Algona across the front, black numerals on the front and back outlined in red with the red stripe down the side of the jersey. For Garner Hayfield Ventura, it's road blacks with the white GHB across the front, white numerals on the front and back, and red trim down the side of the jerseys. It's the Bulldogs and the Cardinals. Algona 7-3 overall. They are ranked number 11 in Class 3A and a perfect 6-0 in the North Central. Garner Hayfield Ventura 5-5 on the season and currently sitting in 5th place in the top of Iowa West. At midcourt, the 6'2" junior for Algona, Lauren McLaughlin, going up against the 5'11" senior for Garner Hayfield Ventura, Greta Gouge, as we are just about set to go on this Saturday afternoon. Ball's in the air. It's tapped sideways. Algona controls the basketball, and we are underway here from the Bulldog High School Gymnasium. And it's an immediate steal by Garner Hayfield Ventura. Prignitz runs the floor. Prignitz sails to the bucket, spun it up and in, and that'll be the first 2 points of the afternoon for Garner Hayfield Ventura.
Yeah, great anticipation by Prignitz. Jumping the gap there and getting the steal all the way to the basket.
And Coach McLaughlin talked about athleticism, and Prignitz leads the way in that for the Cardinals. Coolman back to the bucket, gets it outside to Hayden McLaughlin, enters the paint, heading right, takes a wide angle. She spun it up and in, but she traveled as that basket will be wiped out.
That's a nice long step there by McLaughlin and kiss off the glass, but it doesn't count. 2 turnovers on 2 trips right now for Algona.
Algona showing a little full court pressure here as Hess handles the rock. She'll fling it over to the left to Prignitz, now back to the right to Hess. Hess breaks it across half court. Bulldogs will try to trap her near the sideline. Hess will get it away to Durr. Durr rotates left to Prignitz on the wing. Wide open for a 3-point try. Banks off to the right, no good. The cleanup in the lay-in by Hess, and it's 4-0 Garner Hayfield Ventura.
Yeah, that was one of the concerns of the offensive boards.
And Cardinals grab the first 4 points of the afternoon. Bulldogs winning the matchup last season. Cardinals winning the year before when these teams faced each other. Schmidt in the post, kicks it out top of the key to Hayden McLaughlin. Gets it right to Kuhlman. The Bulldog freshman point guard goes around the McLaughlin screen, holds it top of the key and dribbles left. Now gives it off to Schmidt. Across the foul line, flinging it right to McLaughlin beyond the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock for Algona. Up top to Kuhlman. Deep in the post, Lauren McLaughlin. Dribbles, hook shot, rolls off left, no good. Hess secures the rebound for Garner Hayfield Ventura, and now the Cardinals will push into the front court. Hess wings it across the frame, launches on the 3, swishes the 3, and the Cardinals score the first 7 points.
A great start for the Cardinals here in this ball game, and a good test for the Bulldogs.
The Cardinals came to play this afternoon. A good early pace of action for Garner Hayfield Ventura. Schmidt down to our left in the corner, gets it across to Kuhlman, top of the key. Kuhlman dribbles left of the lane, finds Schmidt in the short corner and backs it out beyond the perimeter. Heads right around the 3-point line, getting it to McLaughlin. Launching on the 3-pointer, Hayden McLaughlin misses it right, and a quick rebound by Frayne. Bulldogs are going one and done if no offensive rebounds, so they're trying to drop back on defense and not let Garner Hayfield Ventura get a run out. Cardinals the rock right now. Heading right is Durr. McLaughlin staying in front, or make that Kuhlman staying in front. To the outside to Prignitz. Guarded by Schmidt. Prignitz spins into the lane, heading left. Hooks up a tough shot, no good. Great defense by Schmidt. She picks up a loose ball, tries to throw it, but it's intercepted by the Cardinals as they knock the pass away and keep the possession. There was a fresh 35 on the shot clock because that was a change of possession. So the Cardinals have the basketball, 5:38 on the clock. Top of the key, it's Frayne looking inside. Tipping it away is McLaughlin, but it's collected back by Gouge. Top of the key, three-pointer from straight on. Frayne misses left. Ball pops loose. Rebounded by Prignitz. Prignitz puts it up. Layup no good, and Schmidt grabs the rebound. Couple opportunities for the Cardinals. A ferocious effort on the glass so far. In the lane, Hayden McLaughlin. Wide angle on the layup, no good. Missing off to the left side, and the Cardinals force the Bulldogs to be one and done yet again. Hess up ahead, driving into the paint. Ball stripped away. Van Otterloo got a hand on it, and here comes Lauren McLaughlin. Lauren McLaughlin flips it up to Hayden Kuhlman. Kuhlman swatted from behind, but a foul. Durr getting called for that one. First team foul on either side, and 2 free throws coming up for the Bulldog freshman.
Nice job by the Bulldogs. They're pushing the pace that time, getting the ball down the court in a hurry. Excuse me. Coleman gets swatted from behind.
First free throw on the way, in and out, no good. And the Bulldogs stay stuck at 0 right now. 7-0 Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, 5:03 on the clock, as the Bulldogs will send Hayden McLaughlin to the bench and bring Bella Jo Dunning into the ball game. Second free throw on the way. That one's off the back of the cup, but a lane violation on Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, and it'll be a mulligan for the Bulldog freshman. So Cardinals leading at 7-0. Kuhlman again, and this time she knocks it down, and Algona is on the scoreboard down 7-1. Bulldogs full court pressing again. Durr surveys the defense. McLaughlin and Kuhlman creep up. They get it over the Prignitz. They break the press to Hess. They get it across, but this is going to be a traveling violation on the Cardinals.
Yeah, that was good positioning defensively. When she turned around with the ball, defender right there in her face, and she took a step before putting the dribble down. Second turnover on the Cardinals.
7-1, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, 4:51 on the clock in quarter number 1. Schmidt drives towards the baseline. Schmidt underneath the bucket, getting forced to the baseline, and she double dribbled it. Great defense by Kennedy Frayne, forcing her all the way down, and the Bulldogs cough up the basketball.
Yeah, it was exactly that. Very similar on the opposite end of the court, and Schmidt just ended up running out of room against the baseline there. Nobody to pass to either, picked it up and then dropped it again for the double dribble.
Cardinals up 7-1 right now. Bulldogs are going to start playing zone defense, it looks like. As the ball slips towards the near side, it's Prignitz. Deep three-pointer. Off the heel, no good. Ball deflects towards the far side of the court, and it's flagged down on the long rebound by Isabella Shizzle, who just checked into the ball game off the bench for the Cardinals. Into the lane, ball knocked away by Schmidt. It's near the baseline. Ball is peeled out, and it rolls to Lauren McLaughlin. McLaughlin comes up to the near side of the court with 4:20 on the clock as Algona is down 7-1. McLaughlin looking to spit into the lane between two defenders. She hooks the shot up, but it's no good, and the rebound secured by Gouge. Bulldogs down 7-1. Coach McLaughlin not taking a timeout here as he's trying to force his young team to work through this early adversity. Right in the paint, Prignitz, shot blocked by Dunning. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Bulldog freshman. Hayden McLaughlin checking back into the ball game as Paige Schmidt will head to the bench this time. Cardinals will have Durr down to our right to inbound from the right baseline. Lobs the ball into play up high to Frayne, guarded by Lauren McLaughlin. Flings it over to the left wing, finding Shizzle. Shizzle to the foul line, gets it out top to Prignitz with 3:53 on the clock. Prignitz spins towards her left. She's at the foul line. She's working her way into the lane and a foul. Kuhlman was trying to rake that ball away, but she fouled her on the arm, and that'll be the first personal on Kuhlman and on the Algona Bulldogs.
Personal foul called on.
Cardinals will inbound from the far side baseline.
First team foul.
Durr sending things in motion. Gets it into a jumper by Frayne. She missed it left, and Van Otterloo secures the rebound for Algona. The Bulldog Junior brings it across the timeline to Lauren McLaughlin. McLaughlin wings it over to Dunning on the right side. Dunning looking in. She wants to drive. Spins towards the right. Cardinals do a nice job cutting off that spin as she'll kick it outside to Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo dribbles left around the three-point line, finds Lauren McLaughlin. Ball rolls away, but the Cardinals bump, and they will foul McLaughlin. The second foul on Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Score stuck at 7-1 the past couple of minutes as Prignitz picks up her first personal foul. Hayden McLaughlin will inbounds. The Bulldogs line up 4 across along the baseline. McLaughlin looks, bouncing it into Dunning, passes into traffic, and it rolls away. Here comes Durr for Cardinals. Durr driving in, taking it coast to coast. No good on the layup. Cardinals try to tap it and keep it loose, but Kuhlman picks up the basketball along the right side baseline. Kuhlman gets it out to McLaughlin. Takes one dribble and picks it up. She gets cut off by Durr. Now it's Kuhlman. Kuhlman right down the lane. Kuhlman taking some contact, and she draws the foul. Started to stumble a little bit at the end there, but the Cardinals get charged for the blocking foul, and it'll be 2 free throws by Kuhlman.
It's one of the things that freshman Kuhlman is very good at, going in and drive into pressure that time, and does a nice job of keeping her body balanced enough to get the shot off.
Kuhlman free throw, and she knocks it down as Kuhlman now 2 for 3 at the line so far today, and it's a 7-2 score.
And of course, the Bulldogs just about 5 minutes into this game with no field goals. So the offensive flow from last night has not continued, but like I said, a good test here for the Bulldogs. See if they can shake this off.
Allie Hetz checks into the game. Jenna Prignitz exit for the Cardinals, and Dunning rebounds the missed free throw. Out to Kuhlman on the wing. Top of the key to Hayden McLaughlin. 3 from straight down the barrel. Off the back of the cup. Rebound to Paige Schmidt. Kicks it out to Kuhlman. Launches a 3. That one's too strong, and McLaughlin chases down the rebound. Hayden McLaughlin trying to reverse. Shot blocked, but a foul. This time it's the Bulldogs' turn to get the rebounding going, and McLaughlin will head to the charity stripe for 2 shots.
Well, Dunning got that first rebound of that possession, and she just came into the game a little bit ago. She always seems to be near the ball, and the Bulldogs had no offensive boards until that possession, got 3 of them.
First free throw, line drives, no good by McLaughlin. As Lainey Van Tiger will enter the ballgame, and Hayden Kuhlman will head to the bench. But that's what you've got to do, match the physicality of the Cardinals, and try to out-hustle them to the long rebounds that deflect away from the basket, as the free throw is up and good by McLaughlin. 7-3. As the Bulldogs have scored the last 3 points, Cardinals jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but offense is cold on both sides so far. Pass nearly thrown away as Shizzle tries to secure it, and a foul on Algona as Dunning is the guilty party along the right baseline.
Yeah, just trying to get after the ball that time, and Dunning with a little bit of body contact. Knocked her down.
Called on Bella Jo Dunning.
Hess will inbound, she'll lob it up top. Or Hess will catch the inbound pass, that is, as Hess gets it right to Shizzle. Shizzle starts to drive, then turns it back outside to Durr. Rotates it over to the top of the key, and then gets the basketball back on the right wing. Flings it to the left side to Hess. Hess across the foul line, takes it right down Main Street. Too strong off the glass. McLaughlin tries to tap the rebound out, but it's chased down by Patience Cowder on the rebound. Cowder bounces it towards the right corner. McLaughlin tries to peel it away, but Hess secures it. Drives baseline. Good help defense by Lainey Van Tiger. The kick out to Durr. 24 on the shot clock for the Cardinals. Now Shizzle driving. Got to the cup. Put it in, and the foul. The sophomore Isabella Shizzle with a chance for a 3-point play.
Nice strong drive by Shizzle. The Cardinals doing a nice job of attacking the basket.
They are. They're moving the ball fairly quickly along the perimeter, and then when they see that opening, they're not hesitating as Shizzle can't finish the 3-point play. Foul shot goes in and out, and Lauren McLaughlin secures the rebound. Bulldogs still searching for that first field goal as Van Tiger has it in the front court. Gets it left to Dunning. Dunning goes around the Van Tiger screen. Dunning driving in. Shot blocked. Dunning got it back, though, and kisses it off the window for 2 points. It's 9-5. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura leading Algona as the Bulldogs' first field goal of this ball game comes at the 2-minute mark of quarter number 1. Shizzle right side, gets it down into the corner to Hess. Hess takes a couple dribbles towards her left and then stops. Flips it baseline to Gouge. Gouge back out beyond the perimeter to Durr with 1:44 on the clock. Durr gets the screen from Gouge. She'll drive towards the baseline as Van Tiger cuts her off. And now she'll pick up her dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Bounce pass towards the lane to Shizzle. Dunning trying to peel it away. Shizzle got in trouble. Throws it back out beyond the top of the key with 5 on the shot clock. Gouge of 3. Gets it left to Durr of 2 with 1. She's out of time. That's a 35-second violation. The shot clock goes off. The Bulldogs will substitute as Kuhlman checks back into the game. Dunning heads to the bench.
You don't see a lot of shot clock violations. Of course, new to Iowa high school basketball recently, and just doesn't happen very often. But good defense in that possession. Made him reverse the ball several times.
Bulldogs now with 1:19 on the clock, trying to trim into that 4-point deficit. McLaughlin catches in the post. Heads right. Hook shot rolls in. 2-point game as Lauren McLaughlin knocks it down. That is the first bucket for Lauren McLaughlin so far today, as Hess has the rock for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura with 1:04 on the clock. Cutting into the lane, losing the basketball and getting it back is Frayne. Kicks it into the right corner to Gouge. Now it's Shizzle on the right wing. They'll screen Schmidt. Offensive foul on the screen. They moved, and that'll be a foul, or the 5th foul, that is, with 56 seconds left in the quarter.
Now, official was looking right at her that time. Came up and set that pick and gave a little bit of a forearm push.
That is the second personal foul on Gouge. 9-7. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura leading Algona in quarter number 1 as there's 49 seconds on the game clock, 29 on the shot clock. Schmidt dribbles towards the left wing and gets it up to the top of the key to McLaughlin. Right side to Kuhlman. In the paint to Hayden McLaughlin. Cut off by 2 players and kicks it out to Kuhlman. Kuhlman down the center of the paint. Her floater is no good as it line drives up the front of the rim. Rebound secured by Gouge. Gouge gets it up ahead quickly to Hess. Right side corner. Shot clock and game clock nearly even. In the post to Gouge, guarded by McLaughlin. Flings it out to the far side of the court to Cotter. She'll drive in, she'll float, misses everything. Ball loose in the lane. It gets tapped, and it's taken by Hayden McLaughlin. Shot clock is now off, 17 on the game clock. Bulldogs can work for the last shot if they want it as Kuhlman holds it near half court. 12 seconds as Kuhlman has it at the Bulldog logo. She'll dribble towards the right with 9 seconds. The double screen is set up. Kuhlman towards the right, flings it to Hayden McLaughlin. 5 seconds. Left to Schmidt with 3 seconds. Schmidt to Lauren McLaughlin in the post. 1 second. Has to get the shot off, and she's fouled right at the buzzer. The foul before the buzzer went off, and Lauren McLaughlin will shoot 2 shots. Patience by the Bulldogs worked it all the way down to the very end of the quarter, and Lauren McLaughlin have a chance to tie the game.
I wondered for a little while if the Bulldogs all had a good idea where that clock was, but ran it just about perfectly to get the ball inside to Lauren. Let her have a second or 2 to spin inside. Cardinals stopped the shot but got the foul.
Hess with her first personal foul, and McLaughlin will shoot 2 free throws to wrap the quarter as she rattles the first one in. 9-8 in favor of Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, and after a tepid offensive start, the Bulldogs have a chance to tie it at the end of the first quarter on this free throw by McLaughlin.
Yeah, I think they're just talking about the the red 35-second clock, the red outline all the way around the backboard as she shot that first free throw.
And Lauren McLaughlin not distracted by the red outline. She hit the first one, then she hit the second one without it as the Bulldogs tied the game at 9 heading to the second quarter. You are listening to high school basketball on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Farmer State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch, there's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty in downtown Algona, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
All locked up at 9 between Algona and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura as we begin the second quarter on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. Cardinals have the basketball heading left to right on the radio dial, starting off quarter number 2 action. Premitz flings it left to Durr as Durr has the top of the key. Right side to Hess, now into the right corner to Pringnitz. Bulldogs tying the game at 9, scoring 9 of the last 11 points of the quarter. Left corner free-pointer. Hess is an air ball as it rainbows into the pocket of Paige Schmidt on the rebound. Schmidt will stop and let Pringnitz fly by. She brings it across the half-court line. Cardinals playing man-to-man defense against the Bulldogs as Kuhlman has it up at the Bulldog logo by half-court. Both McLaughlin set up for the screen as Kuhlman heads left around Laura McLaughlin. Drives in, got by everyone, and puts it in for 2. First lead for Algona.
Nice job off the double high post. Use a screen on the left side and the lane open to the basket.
Algona playing 2-3 zone defense on this possession against the Cardinals. Hess tries to take it into the lane, gets it back outside. It's a right wing 3-point ball by Kennedy Frayne off the front of the iron. Rebound by Gouge. Gouge hooks it back up, misses way off to the left off glass, and Schmidt has another rebound for Algona. Up ahead quickly to Kuhlman, inside to McLaughlin. Hayden McLaughlin for 2.
There we go. There's that pace and ball movement by the Bulldogs getting the transition bucket.
Bulldogs are starting to find their mojo in the second quarter. Hess outside to Frayne, now top of the key to Durr. Back over to Frayne. Frayne squares up for a 3-point try. Left it short. Lauren McLaughlin trying to keep the rebound around. Tips it off the glass and tipped it to herself as the Bulldogs have the basketball. Schmidt stops at the top of the key and finds McLaughlin on the wing. Now it's Kuhlman in between the circles with 6:22 on the clock. 13-9 Algona. Cardinals started up 7-0, but the Bulldogs have turned things around since then. Schmidt left open on the right side. She'll drive down the lane. Schmidt takes it all the way to the cup and puts it in.
Nice recognition by Schmidt. She was open from outside the perimeter, but also saw the open lane to the basket.
The Cardinals got a little flat-footed on defense that time, too.
They did.
Schmidt took advantage. A kick out to Durr. Now finds Frayne diving to the bucket. Layup contested by Hayden McLaughlin and no good. Bulldogs are going to get out quickly here. Hayden Kuhlman kicks it out to Van Otterloo. Ball got tipped on the way there. Van Otterloo drives, scoops the layup off the glass and missed it. And the Cardinals grapple for the rebound as Gouge takes it. Frayne up ahead to Durr. Durr into the lane to Hess. Hess, right side layup, no good, but a foul. Lauren McLaughlin gets called for that one as she got some hand on that block attempt, and the Bulldogs pick up their first foul of the quarter.
Yeah, Lauren, nice job of having position there. He got up there to block the shot, but leaned in just a little bit, caught some arm.
So 2 free throws from the 5'6" senior Allie Hess. Cardinals 5-5 on the season. They started 0-3, but they've won 5 of their last 7 games. The losses being against Bishop Garrigan and then last night against North Union, as the free throw is good, making it 15-10. Bulldogs on top of the Cardinals right now.
That was breaking for Cardinals, breaking a 14-1 run.
Yeah, 14-1 by the Bulldogs. As Van Otterloo has it right side. No hesitation on the 3. Hits off the back of the drain, but Coolin chases down the rebound. Inside to Dunning. Dunning layup no good. Got her on his back, and she got bumped. 2 free throws on the way for Bella Jo Dunning for Algona, as the Bulldogs are starting to rebound the basketball better. Went one and done a lot during that cold stretch in the first quarter, but now they're getting that offensive rebounding.
First team foul. Dunning at the line.
That'll be the first team foul of the Cardinals. Free throw on the way, and that one ripples right through the net, making it 16-10 Algona. Cardinals will head back to the bench as Shizzle checks into the game, as well as the junior Sydney Helgeson. And Dunning trying for a second free throw. On the way, it's short, and the rebound is taken by Helgeson for the Cardinals. Bulldogs up by 6, 5:22 on the clock in the second quarter. Working the baseline, Shizzle. Gets it outside to Durr. Launches on a three-point ball, and she splashes it in. That'll make it 16-13 as the Cardinals hit from downtown. They've been taking a healthy amount of three-point balls so far this afternoon as Kuhlman has it between the circles, heads right around McLaughlin, flips back to left to McLaughlin. Pregnant's anticipated and tips it away. Here comes Durr. Durr open run to the bucket, sets it off the window for 2 points. And Coach McLaughlin wants a timeout for Algona with 4:56 on the clock in quarter number 2. It's a 60-second timeout, so we'll take it with Coach McLaughlin on KLGZ 98.5 FM, AM 1600, and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
Tafe Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Signworks for all of your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
Algona 16, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 15, as the Cardinals had a little burst of energy, so Coach McLaughlin took his first time out of the ball game. Right now the Bulldogs have the basketball of Hayden Kuhlman. Kuhlman running point, she's guarded by Durr. Kuhlman flings left to Lauren McLaughlin. 3-point ball on the way, and she finds the bottom of the net. Lauren McLaughlin from downtown makes it 19-15. That is 7 points so far by Lauren McLaughlin, as the Cardinals have the basketball, 4.5 minutes on the clock in the second quarter. Shizzle driving into the lane, shoots the floater, got hit by Dunning, and Pregnant's there to collect the basketball for the Cardinals, tracking it down. Into the lane, it's Durr, right of the bucket, spins it up, and she traveled on the play. So Cardinals turn it back over, as the Bulldogs will have it with 4:19 on the clock. 7 points so far by McLaughlin, 4 by Kuhlman. Kuhlman across half court. Bounce pass into the high post to Dunning. Gets it down low. Now back to Dunning in the high post. Caitlin Burns is checking into the ball game for Algona as Lauren McLaughlin enters the paint, pivots around, hooks the shot up and in.
Right, Lauren has got so good at that jump stop, pivot, and then the one-handed shot up there. Nice job.
Yeah, she's very patient and deliberate when she works in the post. There's no sign of panic by Lauren McLaughlin as the Bulldogs continue to play 2 free zone defense. Prignitz splits between 2 defenders, missed off the glass, too strong on the layup, and the Bulldogs force the Cardinals to go one and done. McLaughlin across half court, gives it off to Kuhlman, the 3:35 on the clock, and Kuhlman will dribble in between the circles. Her foot's at the edge of the Bulldog logo. She waits for the offense to set up. Bulldogs have one player set up at each corner of the post. Now Van Otterloo pops up to the top of the key to collect the basketball. Bounce pass to the back door, cutting Burns for Algona. Inside, Kuhlman spins it up, no good. And rebound is loose on the floor, picked up by the Cardinals, and they will run the other way. Cotter takes it up the court with 3:13 on the clock and gives it to Durr. Back over to Cotter, open for a 3-point try, and she swishes it in. Cardinals knocking down a couple 3-pointers here in the second quarter. And it's a 3-point deficit, 21-18, as the Bulldogs lead Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Dunning's going to try a 3, and she airballs it. It's tipped into play by Burns, but it goes right to Prignitz. Prignitz across half court with a little pace, flinging it right to Durr in the corner. Guarded by Kuhlman. Durr will launch it. Too strong on the 3-point ball. Wrestling for the rebound is Van Otterloo, and she'll get tied up with Shizzle for the jump ball. Possession arrow towards Algona as the Bulldogs will go back to the bench. Paige Schmidt and Hayden Kuhlman checking in as Casey Van Otterloo heads to the bench, as well as Caitlin Burns. So 21-18 Bulldogs. Cardinals had the initial run, and Bulldogs had a big scoring run of their own, and past couple minutes teams have been relatively even, trading a couple 3-point balls. Kuhlman walks it across half court and passes it over to the right side to Schmidt. Lauren McLaughlin gets it at the top of the key, heads left to the paint, jump stops and gets it outside to Dunning. Now it's Kuhlman driving past Prignitz, getting to the cup, can't spin it in. Rebound in the center of the paint by Helgeson for the Cardinals, but then the Bulldogs fight for the rebound. Dunning got in there, and Dunning forces the tie-up. Well, that rebound was rightfully Helgeson's, but Dunning stayed with the play.
It was.
Possession arrows towards the Cardinals, but it'll flip back over to Algona for the next one.
And that could be crucial. You know, at least you get that arrow flipped. Bella Jo Dunning just has a nose for the ball. She stays right there, doesn't give up on it.
She would fit the descriptor of a high motor player, as there's 2:08 on the clock. Cardinals with the rock. Shizzle gets it right corner to Cotter, drives baseline, flings it to the other side of the court. As now we're down to 2 minutes left in the first half. 21-18 Algona. Left corner 3 Cotter, too strong, and the rebound goes into the hands of Kuhlman. Kuhlman brings it at the center of the court, wings it ahead to Schmidt. That pass is out of her reach, though, and it's heading down the hallway out of bounds. Schmidt will disappear from view and get back in here as the Bulldogs turned it over. Cardinals will go back to the bench with Kennedy Frayne checking in, one of the senior starters for the Cardinals. Frayne will take a seat on the bench. As Shizzle runs point, bringing it across the Bulldog logo, heading left to right. Her pass flips over to Cotter, now it's back up to Shizzle. Bulldogs will run 2 players at her. Pass got tipped on the way to the left as Frayne collects it. Now bounce pass back up top. Bulldogs trying to jump it. Driving in Shizzle. Shot blocked on the foul. And then the leg slipped out from underneath Dunning. She took a hard spill to the floor. But Dunning will pick up her second personal, and the Cardinals will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
I like the idea of Dunning again challenging the shot. She was going to make that a very difficult shot for sure. One of the problems for the freshman is learning how to defend without fouling. That was Dunning's second. She's coming out of the game.
Lainey Van Tiger will enter in for Algona. Bulldogs will have both McLaughlin's in the low rebounding position in this free throw formation as the second free throw misses off the back of the cup. It'll be a split of the pair for Shizzle, and it's 21-19 Algona. Also, the Bulldogs find themselves a couple minutes here lacking points on offense. McLaughlin on the right wing. It's Hayden McLaughlin passing up top to Hayden Kuhlman. Kuhlman wants to drive, gives it to Schmidt on the wing. Schmidt to the right across the foul line. 1:19 left in the first half. Schmidt looking for Van Tiger to backdoor cut. Cardinals cover that up. It'll be Kuhlman to the top of the key to McLaughlin. Lets it rip for a 3, left it short. Long rebound is heading out of bounds, and the Cardinals will let it go as they will get the basketball back. 1:08 left in the first half. They're checking back into the ball game as Cotter heads to the bench. And the Cardinals have a chance to tie it back up. Once the Bulldogs took the lead here in the second quarter, they haven't trailed since that time. But the Cardinals have a chance to change that in the last 1:05 of this quarter. Frayne has it on the far side of the court, in front of the Bulldogs student section, now into the paint, driving in, flipping up the layup, and missing it as Hess, as McLaughlin rebounds and forces the Cardinals to go one and done. Bulldogs have done a much better job of limiting the second chance opportunities of the Cardinals in the second quarter. As Schmidt gets it up top to Kuhlman. Kuhlman directs traffic with the right hand and now backs up. Kuhlman at the edge of the Bulldog logo. 19 on the shot clock, 39 seconds on the game clock. Gets it onto the elbow to Hayden McLaughlin. She'll head towards the right. She'll get to Kuhlman. Now in the post to Lauren McLaughlin. Shielded off by two defenders. Gets it up top to Hayden McLaughlin, and her three-point ball is true.
Good ball movement again by the Bulldogs.
A lot of attention paid to Lauren McLaughlin down on the post. Gave Hayden McLaughlin an open opportunity for three, and now the Cardinals throw it away. They were trying to find Shizzle getting open in that left corner, but it's off her fingertips, and the Bulldogs have it with 19 seconds left.
More than likely play for one last shot here.
Van Tiger will head to the bench. Van Otterloo comes in to add some three-point shooting for Algona at the end of this quarter. 24-19 Algona in the dying moments of the first half. Kuhlman will patiently bring it across half court as Algona will work for the last shot. 12 seconds left. Bulldogs set up the screen of Schmidt. Kuhlman flings it left to the rolling Schmidt. Schmidt towards the bucket. Schmidt 6 seconds, backing her way into 4. Looking for Van Otterloo to cut. The ball is peeled away by the Cardinals as Shizzle knocks it away. Shizzle stumbles and she won't get a shot off before the end of the quarter. The Cardinals do turn the Bulldogs over on the final possession. It is Algona 24, Garner Hayfield Ventura 19 as we head to halftime on Home Country Radio KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
At Security State Bank, we realize each customer has a unique set of needs and goals. That's why we place a greater value on providing outstanding customer service. All products and services are designed for customers within our local community. We value each customer that walks through our door and wants to give them the personalized attention they deserve. Find out why Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne is your partner in community banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beich, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
BMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kossuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart. Fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Halftime from Algona High School is right now on your Greg Pennington Company Certified Public Accountant scoreboard. It's Algona 24 and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 19. The teams are tied at 9 at the end of the first quarter, but the Bulldogs outscored the Cardinals 15-10 in the second. Individual scoring pretty spread out as Lauren McLaughlin has 8 points for Algona. Hayden McLaughlin has 6. Hayden Kuhlman and Bella Jo Dunning with 4, and Paige Schmidt with 2. On the Cardinal side of things, Allie Durr has 5 points. Allie Hess with 3. Kennedy Frayne with 3. Greta Gouge with 3. Jenna Pringlitz of 2, and then the Cardinals also got a 3 off the bench as Isabella Shizzle hit 1 earlier in the ball game. So scoring's pretty well spread out, and this game very competitive on this Saturday afternoon. Greg, the Cardinals came out a little bit more crisp than Algona in the first couple minutes, but the Bulldogs turned things around since that time. They took the lead early in the second quarter, and they haven't trailed since that point.
Yeah, it was a nice response. Started this game a little sluggish for the Algona girls as far as getting the ball to go down, and GHV started out with a 7-1 lead. Bulldogs responded with a 14-2 run of their own to go up 15-9, and then it's been pretty even since then. But the Bulldogs doing a nice job, I think, getting the ball inside, and although they weren't getting shots to fall early, they were collecting fouls. So they went to the line in that first quarter 4 times for 2 shots each time. So I had 8 free throw opportunities there in that first quarter, and that, I think, got the Cardinal defense shifting a little bit more. They're really concentrating on Lauren McLaughlin inside and trying to prevent anything there. And we saw, I think, one of the last possessions, Bulldogs moving the ball around, getting it inside, and then back outside to wide open Hayden McLaughlin, who nailed the 3-pointer. On the other end of the court, I think the Bulldogs doing a nice job defensively. They've shifted up on their zone defenses a little bit, but for the most part, have really been making it hard on the Cardinal shooters when they penetrate the basket. There's really no shot going up uncontested. Bulldogs have gotten a couple fouls down there, but still they're making them all their shots as they go into the basket, and that's really hampered GHV on the offensive end. So I think a nice response for the Bulldogs. Of course, the key to any game like this is what happens at the start of the second half.
No doubt about that, and I think you make a good point, Greg, because the Bulldogs, they'll trade a couple of fouls for knowing that the Cardinals won't be getting any easy layups, and you've seen that time and time again where they've missed a few layups tonight, but it's not because they were easy layups that were missed, it's because the Bulldogs really did a great job of contesting. Then on the other end, Bulldogs are seeing things open up a little bit on offense because Lauren McLaughlin hit the Cardinals with a couple of those hook shots early in the game and a couple of those patient post moves, and they don't want that to happen again, so they're devoting a lot of attention to her. This could open up a few 3-point opportunities in the second half for the likes of Hayden McLaughlin or Casey Van Otterloo if that kind of attention continues to be devoted to Lauren McLaughlin.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that as I look back at the shot chart here. I think it's been typical sometimes in the past for the girls to start out with, I'm open from 3, let's take the 3. This game, the Bulldogs took only 1 3-point shot in the first quarter. They've really been concentrating on getting the ball back inside. When you hammer it inside like that, and you have a kid like Lauren McLaughlin inside, and Bella Jo Dunning for that matter, in there with her, you can really start loosening things up around the perimeter, and it's that inside-out action that gets you the nice spot-up shots from 3.
And there's also the opportunity for the drive and the kick out as well. There have been a couple times where the Cardinals have been caught a little bit flat-footed or a little bit slow responding on defense when Kuhlman's driven in and gotten to the bucket. So that's an opportunity where if the layup presents itself, you can take it, or that could present a kick out opportunity as well to try to loosen up the 3-point shot. Because, you know, Greg, in the first part of the season, how often do we say, oh, the Bulldogs, they're a good 3-point shooting team, they just haven't gotten on track yet. And they've had moments where they've been hot, but if they get a few open 3-point shots to start this second half of the season, that could really, you know, change things from the first part of the season. And I say first half, it's really like the first third, but the winter break, we call it the first half of the season.
Makes it the first half, yeah, exactly. Well, the Bulldogs 2 out of 6 on threes here. GHV, by contrast, taking 10 3-point shots there in the first half. They don't hesitate firing it up, and it made just 3. The Bulldogs 2 out of their 6. The Bulldogs 1 more field goal overall 8 out of 21, while the Cardinals are 7 out of 26. One thing I think Coach McLaughlin probably also looking for out of his girls is taking a little bit better care of the ball. They did turn it over, Algona that is, 9 times during that first half, including in the last possession when they had a chance to go up by 7 or 8.
So right now the Bulldogs lead 24-19 at the half. We'll step aside for one final timeout and bring you the second half of basketball action coming up next on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
At Security State Bank, we focus on the needs of local families, businesses, and farmers. Decisions are made locally. We live and work in your neighborhood, helping to keep our local community vibrant and growing. We're involved in local community events. We believe in personalized service and advice that meets or exceeds your expectations. We're Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Bankers who believe in you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
Welcome you back inside the Algona Bulldog High School Gymnasium, as right now Algona leads Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 24-19 in this non-conference matchup. North Central against top of Iowa West. It's been an entertaining game so far as the 7-3 Bulldogs take on the 5-5 Cardinals, and Algona will start the second half with the basketball as both teams have returned their starting 5 onto the floor. One thing to watch in the second half: Greta Gouge for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, their 5'11 post player and great rebounder with 3 personal fouls, so the Bulldogs may try to go at her and get her for a 4th foul early in this half. Hayden McLaughlin posting up inside. Ooh. Double team, she tries to pass away, but Schmidt not where she expected her to be, and the ball is thrown out of bounds.
Well, and the ball went out of bounds, but I think Hayden drugged that back foot. Could have been called for travel also. Either way, it's a turnover number 10.
So Bulldogs, like you said, are going to try to turn the turnovers down, but that has been an issue so far in this game as Gouge catches center of the paint, goes right around McLaughlin, and puts it off the window for 2 points. Nice post move by Greta Gouge, who now has 5 points, or excuse me, now has 2 points. Out to the left side to Hayden McLaughlin, heads right across the paint, delivers the ball outside to Paige Schmidt. Schmidt across the foul line, heads left to the bucket, kicks it out to Casey Van Otterloo. Takes a couple dribbles toward the right as Prignitz stays in front of her. Now to the right side to Kuhlman as the Bulldogs will reset with 15 on the shot clock. Kuhlman in between the circles for Algona. Bounce pass into the high post to Hayden McLaughlin. Back to the bucket, flings it right side to Kuhlman. Lauren McLaughlin posting up, edge of the paint. McLaughlin flings it to the backdoor, cutting Schmidt. Schmidt off the window, or tried to go off the glass, but she got fouled as the ball will go away, but it'll be 2 free throws for Paige Schmidt.
Good vision by Lauren McLaughlin at the time. Had the double team come to her and looked out the side to see her teammate along the baseline.
And you could tell when Lauren McLaughlin got the ball in the post that time, she knew immediately that was not going to end in a McLaughlin shot because she knew the double team was coming, but she was thinking about what kind of opportunities could be open, and she saw Schmidt cutting to the basket as Schmidt knocks down the first free throw to make it 25-21. Schmidt with 3 points, and the second free throw off the back of the cup, no good. And now here comes Hess with the push. Hess trying to take it coast to coast, gets cut off and kicks it into the corner of Prignitz. 3-point ball, and she splashes it through.
Well, another hot start to the half for GHB.
Coach Ernest telling his team to come out with energy as Van Otterloo tries to answer her 3 off the back iron. Rebound McLaughlin, charging in. Layup no good. Got her own miss back. Hayden McLaughlin has the ball roll away, though, through her legs, and Frayne picks it up for the Cardinals. Frayne outlet up to Hess. Hess driving in. Spinning around Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo staying in front, but it's banked in anyways. Allie Hess gives the Cardinals their first lead since early in the second quarter, 26-25. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura starting the second quarter off energy as Kuhlman dribbles just inside of half court. Setting up the Bulldog offense, they'll run 2 players towards the far side. Heading towards the right is Kuhlman. They're trying to isolate her. She'll spin towards the right. Too strong off the glass, and the layup no good. She was forced to a wider angle that time than she wanted to take it as Hess enters the paint, kicks it out. 3-point try by Frayne off the front of the iron. McLaughlin had the rebound go off her hands, but did the Cardinals touch it? I don't think they did, as it'll stay with Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. And Coach McLaughlin will take a 30-second timeout. Probably a good timeout here, Greg. You've got to recognize as a coach when the energy's on your side and when it's not, and make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, we talked about the start of the second half was always so key, and GHV came out firing. Has made all 3 of their field goal attempts here in the first 2 minutes. Bulldogs, meanwhile, have turned it over twice in the first 2 minutes. So, yeah, good timeout here. People settle down, get a reset.
This is a Cardinal team that looks like they have a little more athleticism and a little more speed than last year. A lot of the players are the same, but you can tell a few of them have developed a little bit more speed over the offseason and, playing other sports and whatnot as far as track and volleyball and cross country. So this is a Cardinal team that when they want to, they can get up and down the court a little bit.
Well, and you see a good level of confidence out there, too. These kids have played together quite a bit and know what they're doing out there.
Prignitz has the top of the key. Her pass is knocked away by Schmidt, but it's picked up off the ground by Gouge. 5:51 on the clock, into the post to Gouge, hooks around McLaughlin and sets it into soft touch. Cardinals go up by 3, 28-25. Cardinals outscoring the Bulldogs 9-1 so far in the third quarter. Top of the key, Hayden McLaughlin. 3 from straight down the barrel, and she finds the bottom of the net for the answer. We are tied at 28. Hayden McLaughlin now with 9 points. 3 ball the other way by Hess. Banks off the glass, no good. Rebound by Prignitz, tries to fight it through contact, no good. Got her on missed back, fights it up again. Wildly off the window, no good. Another opportunity, and Gouge rolls it in. Cardinals staying with that play, and it's 30-28. Gouge now 6 points. Casey Van Otterloo right side 3-point ball. Banks off the glass, no good. Hayden McLaughlin rebound, back up of it, layup no good, and the rebound by Frayne. 5:04 on the clock. Here come the Cardinals, up 30-28. Sidestepping, 3-point ball on the way, and that one off to the left, no good. Rebound by Casey Van Otterloo as Dirk can't knock it down. Van Otterloo across the Bulldog logo, gets the screen from Hayden McLaughlin, and Prignitz trying to fight through it, is called for the foul. That'll be her 3rd personal.
It's another one that could be big. 3rd foul here fairly early in the second half.
2 starters for the Cardinals now, 3 fouls with Prignitz and Gouge. That is the 2nd team foul of the quarter by Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Casey Van Otterloo will take a seat on the bench as Bella Jo Dunning will see her first action of the second half for Algona. Dunning is sitting on 3 points so far for the Bulldogs. Kuhlman up top finds Dunning. Dunning in the high post, takes one to the right, looking inside for Lauren McLaughlin. Shoots over 2 players, rolls off no good. Rebound Hayden McLaughlin, and she got hacked. She was hit on the arm, and we'll see who they get that on. If that's on Gouge, that's number 4. And no, that is not on Gouge. That is instead going to be on Frayne, her 2nd personal. Much more preferred for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Hayden McLaughlin trying to get into double digits, and she'll do just that with her first free throw. 30-29 as the Cardinals lead by 1. McLaughlin takes a deep breath. Spins the foul shot up. That one's off, back iron, no good, and Prignitz quickly gets the rebound. She'll get across half court quickly. Prignitz running towards the right side of the paint, kicks it out to Hess. Rotates it left to Shizzle. Shizzle back outside to Durr. Wings it across to Prignitz. In the right corner, her 3-point ball, line drives, no good. Tapped and kept alive by Gouge. Gouge is able to tip it over to Shizzle, and a fresh 35 seconds for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Driving baseline, Prignitz. Finding the cutting Frayne, her floater in and out, and Dunning grabs the rebound in the center of the paint. Halfway through quarter number 3, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura leading Algona by 1. Dunning up top. Wings it over to the right side to Schmidt with 3:56 on the clock. Pass goes to Lauren McLaughlin. Schmidt trying to curl around. Now McLaughlin takes a couple dribbles, has his foul line extended, and outside again to Kuhlman. 15 seconds on the shot clock. The screen by Dunning. Kuhlman heading sideways. Offensive foul against Dunning.
Oh boy. There's foul number 3 on Dunning, so we'll see how long she's able to stay in.
She will stay in for now as the Cardinals will send Durr to the bench. Shizzle back in after a brief rest. They will whistle the ball into play with 3:45 on the clock. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura has the basketball. Cardinals coming off a 55-47 loss last night to North Union, trying to get back above 500 as they're currently 5-5. Dunning a nice defensive play, shovels the ball back in. It's out of bounds, and it will stay at the Cardinals. They're keeping that ball away from the low post area. Schmidt and Dunning will head to the bench now for Algona as Van Otterloo and Van Tiger will check back in. And the Cardinals will have it far side of the court in front of the Bulldog crowd as Prignitz will be charged with inbounding the basketball. Shizzle catches. Passes into the right corner to Prignitz with 3:28 on the clock. Now back up top to Shizzle. Surveying the defense, rotating it left to Frayne, getting it inside to Gouge. Gouge in the center of the paint. Tries to rise up, and she draws the foul by Hayden McLaughlin. She crouched down low and then exploded upwards, and McLaughlin will get called for her first personal foul.
Yeah, easy thing to do defensively. Hayden just kind of reached over her a little bit, and the veteran Gouge comes right up into her arm.
The 5'11 senior knocks down the first free throw, and it's 31-29, Garner Hayfield Ventura. And it is very obvious how much better the rebounding for the Cardinals is when Gouge is in the ball game. Had to sit for a few minutes in the first half because she had the 3 personal fouls. And that offensive rebounding is certainly substantially better when the 5'11 senior is on the floor. Spins the second foul shot up, it misses right, but an offensive rebound by Hess. Hess re-enters the paint, looks to kick it out. Has an open look from three-point ball on the left side, and it rattles in for Catter.
Oh, there's a huge turn there for the Cardinals. Offensive boards again. They've got 10 now for the game.
6 points by Catter, and it's 34-29, Garner Hayfield Ventura. Bulldogs looking to answer. Hayden McLaughlin using the pivot foot. Gets it right to Van Otterloo. Now in the post, Lauren McLaughlin. Hooks it up.
Oh, boy.
Tough angle. She goes crashing to the ground. Contact. They'll let her play on that one, and here comes Shizzle the other way. Kicks it out to Prignitz. Wide open in the corner, and she drills the three-pointer. 37-29, Garner Hayfield Ventura, and Coach McLaughlin has to take another timeout. Cardinals having a big third quarter performance as Prignitz has 8 points. We'll take the timeout with Coach McLaughlin on 90 or on 98.5 FM, AM 1600, and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kossuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Runke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Runke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Garner Hayfield Ventura with an 18-5 scoring advantage so far in the third quarter, and they have pulled ahead of the Algona Bulldogs 37-29. Jenna Prignitz now with 8 points, hit a free ball right before that Coach McLaughlin timeout. Algona has the basketball looking for offense. Left wing Kuhlman into Lauren McLaughlin, center of the paint, heads towards the right. Being forced outside of the paint by Hess. Now top of the key to Kuhlman, a behind the back dribble, a spin towards the right, and the Cardinals stay in front again. Lauren McLaughlin to the foul line, trying to shake loose, and the ball's peeled away, but it rolls right to Van Tiger. 4 on the shot clock, Van Tiger floater, banks off no good, and Gouge grabs the rebound. Great defense on that possession by the Cardinals. Now sprinting the other way, Hess. Hess coast to coast, blocked by Hayden McLaughlin, and the ball goes out of bounds, staying with the Cardinals.
Yeah, GHB playing very aggressive defensively, man-to-man, and really making it difficult for the Algona girls to get a good shot off.
Dunning and Schmidt check back into the game for the Bulldogs as Kuhlman and Van Tiger head to the bench. Cardinals trying to get it into the corner. Schmidt almost had the knockaway. Now Hess on the wing, takes 2 dribbles towards the right, stops at the top of the key, and flings it over to Catter. Back up top to Shizzle. Shizzle right of the paint. Shizzle stops her dribble with 1:49 on the clock. Gets it to Catter. Catter drives baseline. Her wraparound pass goes right into the hands of Hayden McLaughlin for the turnover. 1:43 on the clock. Quick outlet to Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo drives in. Van Otterloo draws the foul. She will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
A little hesitation there by Casey. She thought about the 3, but then thought, no, I can get closer. Took it in the basket and drew the foul. Bulldogs this quarter, Tyler, right now, 1 out of 8 from the field.
As the free throw goes down for Van Otterloo. Second personal by Durr, but the shooting was cold to start the ball game for the Bulldogs. They went the first 6 minutes without a field goal, and now, like you said, Greg, cold here in the third quarter. As offensive rebound off the free throw by Hayden McLaughlin. Layup no good. Got her own miss back, trying to fight it and get it away, and a foul was called against Durr. Boy, that was a battle for the rebound once again, and Durr ends up committing the 5th foul on Garner Hayfield Ventura.
Yeah, nice job by Hayden McLaughlin, really battling down there.
Personal foul called on
Going to put her at the line.
Bulldogs will be in the bonus for the final 1:33 of the third quarter, as Hayden McLaughlin will have a chance to add to her 10 points. Spins the free throw up and puts it right through, 37-31. Bulldogs with just 2 team fouls, so no danger of them getting in the bonus. Second free throw on the way for McLaughlin, and she drills it. 37-32, the Cardinal lead trimmed it down to 5 points. Bulldogs scoring the last 3 as Hayden McLaughlin has 12 points. Bulldogs setting up to try to trap Durr. Durr flings it near side as she'll find Shizzle. Now into the high post, it goes to Hess. Hess hooking right around Dunning, kicks it into the corner as she'll find Cotter. Into the lane, Gouge, rising for a jumper, missing it right. It volleyballs around the lane and goes right into the hands of Van Otterloo. Van Otterloo brings the rock across half court, dribbling in between the circles. The screen by Dunning. Van Otterloo heads right, thought about pulling up for a free-point ball, gets it back inside to Dunning, and Dunning draws the foul. A great job by Bella Jo Dunning, rolling off that screen, getting open in the lane, and the Cardinals were late to recognize it.
Yeah, a little fundamental basketball there, a little pick and roll from the top of the key there. Bella Jo was wide open initially.
Dunning first free throw, and that will rattle and get the friendly rubber rim as it drops through. Shizzle picks up that foul for Garner Hayfield Ventura, as that is her first personal. Cardinals will adjust their lineup. Pregnant's back into the ball game, as well as Kennedy Frayne. Also coming in is Shoemaker, the 5'8 freshman. Or excuse me, Helgeson, the 5'9 junior, as the second free throw is good. And it's 37-34. Bulldogs on a mini run here, 5-0 run. Bella Jo Dunning with 5 points in the game, and 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Shizzle spinning away from trouble, bounce pass near side to Durr. Durr wings it across the Pregnants on the right side. Now out to a corner pocket free by Frayne. Way short, it's an air ball, but it's chased down by Shizzle. Cardinals continue to chase after those loose basketballs. 10 on the shot clock, it never got rimmed though. Into the paint, Durr deals it to Helgeson, and she missed everything on that shot. Bulldogs to get the basketball. Shot clock is off, 28 in the game clock. McLaughlin rolls to the bucket. Nice pass by Van Otterloo, and a score by McLaughlin. 7-0 run by Algona coming out of the timeout. 3-point ball from the corner, and it's rattled in. The 7-0 run is over as Shizzle knocks down a 3. 40-36, Garner Hayfield Ventura. 8 seconds left in the quarter. McLaughlin directing traffic. McLaughlin trying to squeeze between defenders. Ball peeled away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Shizzle runs the floor, got the shot off, and it rolls in at the buzzer. The Cardinals steal the momentum back from the Bulldogs at the end of the third quarter. They score the final 5 points and take a 42-36 lead as we head to the final 8 minutes of basketball. 42-36 Cardinals on KLGZ 98.5 FM, AM 1600.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beich, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
BMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do?
Algona went on a 7-0 run, but the Cardinals scored the final 5 points of the third quarter, and right now Garner Hayfield Ventura leads 42-36. Greg would be thinking very differently about this game if the final 20 seconds of that quarter didn't exist, but
that was a big swing.
It was a big swing in favor of the Cardinals, and a foul. A push by Hayden McLaughlin as the pass was going into Allie Hess, and the Bulldogs pick up their first foul of the fourth quarter. That is the second personal on Hayden McLaughlin. And with 7:46 on the clock, Cardinals will inbound from the baseline of Durr. 8 points so far by Shizzle, 8 by Pregnance for Garner Hayfield Ventura, and 7 by Greta Gouge. Ball is inbounded to Frayne. Pregnance out beyond the perimeter, gets it left to Hess. Hess guarded by Van Otterloo. Hess stops the dribble at the top of the key and goes right to Durr. Back inside to Hess, off her fingertips, out of bounds on a turnover.
Yeah, that last possession of the third quarter was tough because I think Lauren McLaughlin was actually looking at the bench for direction, and GHV has just been so aggressive defensively, knocked the ball away, and then got the layup right at the horn.
Van Otterloo with Prignitz in her face, gets it right to Kuhlman. Now to Lauren McLaughlin in the lane, and misses the shot off to the right, no good. She's tried that a couple times tonight as Hess runs the other way, had the ball poked up by Schmidt, and drifts towards the left corner. Outside to Frayne, now back towards the left to Hess. Hess looking inside. Hayden McLaughlin doing a nice job fronting Gouge and denying her the basketball. Prignitz top of the key, the screen by Gouge. Prignitz opens up for a three-point try, missed it left, and McLaughlin boxes out for the rebound. That was a nice job, though, screening Prignitz open as Kuhlman runs the length of the floor. Kuhlman takes the layup up, and it bounces off the cup, no good. Kuhlman trying the quick strike that time for Algona as Frayne has it far side of the court. Durr rotates it left to Prignitz. Prignitz driving in. Prignitz losing the ball as it rolls out to Frayne. Frayne three-point try. Wedges inside, no good. Rebound by Gouge. Gouge back up with it, and Gouge puts it down. 44-36, and Coach McLaughlin frustrated with how the rebounding is going right now for Algona down on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely, and missed opportunities. Bulldogs need a score here.
Bounce pass to Casey Van Otterloo. Cardinals staying right up in the face now of Lauren McLaughlin, who has the basketball. In the corner to Kuhlman. Drives baseline, got by the defense, puts it off the glass for 2 points.
Yeah, good move by the freshman there. Step out up the baseline.
Kuhlman recognized the speed advantage as she has 6 points. Now it cuts the bucket, the layup, and the foul. Allie Durr draws the foul, and she'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, speak of a little speed advantage there. Nice job of a little give and go off the top of the key.
Personal foul called on Hayden Coleman.
The foul go against Hayden Kuhlman, her second. Bulldogs have 2 team fouls so far in the fourth quarters. We're at the 6:01 mark. First free throw on the way, and it's short by Durr, as she'll stay at 5 points. Dunning checks in, as Schmidt will head to the bench for Algona. The Cardinals really have not let the Bulldogs have momentum for too long. Besides the run to start the second quarter by Algona, Cardinals have done a nice job just snatching the momentum back right when it appears to be going in Algona's direction. As the second free throw, in and out, no good. It went halfway down, but the rebound again. Oh, Prignitz and Durr ran into each other. Durr in the corner, three-point ball too strong, and Kuhlman tracks down the rebound. The Cardinals continue to rebound off of missed free throws, which is an issue for Algona. Kuhlman underhands the ball to Dunning. Dunning is going to shuffle the shoes. That possession was out of control from the start for Algona, and they turn it over.
Well, and I think it's the physical nature of the game that GHB is playing. Caused Algona to hurry a little bit there.
Controlling the tempo is a big aspect of any game, and right now it feels like the Cardinals have control of the tempo. When they want to slow it down, the game slows down, and when they want to speed up, the game is speeding up. The pass is knocked away. They were trying to find Gouge posting up inside, and Lauren McLaughlin knocked the pass away and denied that entry pass. Dunning, beyond the perimeter, will hand it off to Kuhlman at the top of the key. Kuhlman surveying, gets the screen from Dunning. She'll launch on the three-point ball, she'll swish it. Big shot, Hayden Kuhlman.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely was. Down to 1 possession game.
9 points by Kuhlman. Top of the key, it's Frayne for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, now Prignitz. Left wing three-point try, off the glass, no good. Now here comes Kuhlman. Kuhlman on the fast break, pushing it into the front court. Kuhlman coast to coast, banging inside, misses the shot, and a late foul is called. That foul call was late, but that appeared to be the right call as there was hip-to-hip contact, and Kuhlman is going to shoot 2.
Well, again, Kuhlman, as a freshman, so good at recognizing opportunity there to force the shot and collect the whistle. That's happened to her a couple of times where there has not been a whistle, and she's missed one in close, but that time got the whistle, even though it was maybe a half second after it was anticipated.
Second personal foul on Shizzle, and it's 44-42. And that's when it gets the coaches fired up, because even if it's the right call, sometimes you think you're going to get away with one, and when you don't, it causes some frustration as the second free throw swishes through for Kuhlman as well.
Now, Kuhlman has all 7 of Algona's points here in the fourth quarter.
And Coach Ernest wants a 60-second timeout for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. We'll take it right with him as the Bulldogs have trimmed their deficit to 1. It's 44-43 Cardinals on KLGZ 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Both coaches talked to their teams very briefly during the timeout, get the message across, and come back out onto the floor. 5:04 on the clock. Algona grabbing some momentum back. They're down by 1. And Greg, like you said, Hayden Kuhlman bringing some serious energy right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, she definitely has. Both ends of the court. Got a steal at the other end and a foul on that last possession, following a 3-pointer 2 possessions before.
Bulldogs are going to try to full court press against the Cardinals as Kuhlman is in the face of Durr. Durr taking it herself across half court, and she'll break across the timeline of 4:55 on the clock. Durr gets the screen, she'll head right. She'll set herself for a 3-point try. Misses right, no good. McLaughlin fighting for the rebound, and she rips it away from Gouge. Cardinals have done a nice job screening that 3-point shot open at the top of the key the past couple of times as Van Otterloo lost the basketball, but that's because she was fouled. She got hit from behind as Prignitz picks up her 4th personal.
Yep, Prignitz just trying to knock the ball loose and caught a little bit of arm. Second team foul, 2 both ways.
Cardinals are going to get a substitution ready for the next stoppage. Prignitz has to be careful here. McLaughlin catches, Prignitz guards. McLaughlin puts it up, shot no good. Rebound by Dunning. Dunning had her shot blocked. Ball deflects towards the far side. It's out of bounds, and it will stay with Algona.
Boy.
Prignitz was fortunate there. It almost looked like she got a little bit of McLaughlin's arm in that last attempt, but it was subtle enough that they'll let that play. Substitution as Kennedy Frayne goes to the bench for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Allie Hess into the ball game right now. Shizzle as well for the Cardinals on the floor with 4:28 on the clock. McLaughlin has it up top, passing it right to Kuhlman. Now into the post to Dunning. Dunning against Gouge. Tough angle for Dunning as Gouge stayed vertical and ball deflects into the pocket of Isabella Shizzle. Prignitz staying in for the Cardinals with 4 fouls. Kuhlman almost had another steal. She stepped out of bounds and it will stay with the Cardinals. Hayden McLaughlin will enter for Casey Van Otterloo for Algona, as Hayden McLaughlin have 14 points so far in this ball game. 4:13 left. Cardinals leading the Bulldogs by 1. Durr across the foul line towards the right, skids the pass over to Hess. Hess drives baseline, got around McLaughlin, got to the cup and laid it in.
Yeah, nice drive by Hess. Good quickness there. Stepped inside the defender and put it up.
7 points by Hess. 3-point ball, the tie by McLaughlin. In and out, no good as Hayden McLaughlin can't knock it down. A contested rebound, and the referees will look at each other and they will say, Algona basketball. That was the right call there, as the last person to touch it was Shizzle.
Official on the baseline just shielded a little bit, couldn't see it clearly.
Yeah, had a couple of white and black jerseys in front of him to obscure the view as Schmidt getting the count. Schmidt running out of time, gets it into Dunning. Dunning heads right, Dunning will set it in with a soft touch. 1-point game once again. Dunning of 7 points. 46-45 Cardinals. Driving the other way, missing on the point-blank layup as Shizzle. Ball gets batted out of bounds, and the Cardinals touched it last. That was a great look by Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, but Shizzle came in a little bit too hot. And the Bulldogs get it back with 3:38 left. We're getting down to crunch time here on this Saturday afternoon basketball game. Bulldogs controlled the matchup last year against Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, but today a back-and-forth entertaining affair as Kuhlman, working with 11 points, gets it up top to Hayden McLaughlin. Now back to Kuhlman on the right wing. Dunning trying to post up inside. Kuhlman to the foul line. Gets it back to McLaughlin of 17 on the shot clock. McLaughlin to the right across the foul line. Schmidt backdoor cutting. Kuhlman gets the rock. She splits 2 defenders. And a foul on Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. That'll be their 3rd team foul of the quarter. And the guilty party is going to be Allie Durr picking up her 4th. So a couple Cardinals in foul trouble with Prignitz and Durr both with 4. Cardinals up by 1. Schmidt from the baseline. Schmidt looks, finds the open Dunning. Dunning to the basket and puts it in. Bulldogs up by 1.
Beautiful out-of-bounds play. Very well run.
9 points so far by Bella Jo Dunning. Boy, Coach McLaughlin, really good this year of those inbound play designs. Bulldogs have gotten a lot of those. Now driving in Hess, and she will draw the foul. Hess heading to the free throw line for 2 shots with 2:59 left in the 4th quarter.
I tell you what, GHV just continues to attack the basket. Hess that time a really strong move.
Second foul on Lauren McLaughlin. This is certainly a physical team. You look at the great rebounding numbers. They've led the top of Iowa West in rebounding last year and are currently doing so again this year. And just the way, like you said, Greg, they attack the basket. Hess knocks down the free throw, and we are tied up at 47.
We got 12 offensive rebounds, according to my unofficial stats.
Second free throw on the way off the back of the cup.
13.
And here comes another one. It's Hess rebounding her own miss. That was a friendly bounce right back to her. Prignitz in the right corner, and we are tied at 47. 2:53 left. Every possession crucial down the stretch in this game. Hess cut off by Schmidt, gets it outside to Shizzle. Shizzle across the foul line. Shizzle driving in. Shizzle floater, and it drops through. The friendly rubber in for Shizzle, who now has 10 points. Big day off the bench for Shizzle for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. McLaughlin the other way, hooks it up, no good. Great defense by Hess that time, and now here she comes. 2:30 left, Cardinals up by 2, 49-47. Driving in Shizzle, working the baseline, coming near side to Prignitz. Schmidt defends Prignitz, trying to shake loose, gets it back to left to Shizzle, down in the corner. 2:19 left in the ball game, Cardinals lead by 2. Durr has the top of the key, McLaughlin defending. Here comes the screen. Durr heads right, McLaughlin stays with it, kicks it into the corner. Hess eyes the three, she head fakes, drives baseline, got by, and she scored it. That baseline drive hurting Algona the last couple possessions as Hess has 10 points. Now Van Otterloo gets lost in the shuffle. Her three-point ball is no good. Rebound low for Schmidt. Boy, Van Otterloo was wide open. Now McLaughlin for each, she rattles it in. Hayden McLaughlin from downtown.
Hayden McLaughlin.
17 points from the Algona freshman, and it's 51-50. Now Cardinals rushing the other way. Shizzle stops in the lane, turns 360, and a timeout by Coach Ernest, trying to get organized with 1:36 left. We'll keep it right here. Greg, let's go back to that last Algona possession. Cardinals didn't pick up Casey Van Otterloo in transition. She's wide open for a three-point ball and doesn't hit it, but the rebound goes right to Paige Schmidt. She gets it. It goes right to Hayden McLaughlin on that pass, and she shot it right away. They had all the time in the world, but she pulled the trigger, line drive the three-pointer in, and all of a sudden the Bulldogs have life here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Hayden McLaughlin's really had a great night. 17, I think that says up there.
17, yeah.
Points right now, and again, as a freshman, and it's been so much fun to watch these young players, including Hayden McLaughlin, no hesitation on that opportunity, which of course you can't when you're playing at this level. You have to be ready to put it up if you got the open look, and Hayden had it there and nailed it. And a big turnaround there for the Bulldogs to be able to get that second opportunity, get that three down, back to a one-point game, down just 1 point here. A minute and a half left, 1:36 to be exact, and Cardinals underneath their basket.
Both teams with 3 fouls. And the two freshmen leading the way for Algona with 17 and 11 points respectively for McLaughlin and Kuhlman. Prignitz on the block. McLaughlin peels the ball away. It's Lauren McLaughlin. It's loose on the floor, and it's tied up. This jump ball will give the possession back to Algona.
That was huge there. Lauren McLaughlin just knocked it down to the floor. And the two players both kind of sat on the ball there. But a big change of possession here. Let's see if the Bulldogs can collect.
Algona down by 1 right now with 1:28 left. 51-50, Garner, Hayfield, Ventura on top. Hayden McLaughlin in the high post. Takes one dribble right, finds Kuhlman. Now Lauren McLaughlin on the block. Goes to work, center of the paint, puts it up, and she draws the foul. Same move as always for Lauren McLaughlin, but you still can't stop it as she'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, and officials, I think, have been consistent about that, but Lauren McLaughlin has had a tough night tonight, rolling in the middle there. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, very aggressive.
And McLaughlin ties the game. She swishes the free throw, and Lauren McLaughlin now has 10 points.
So she's had pressure on every shot when she rolls in the middle. And that one, they called the foul.
Cardinals now 14 fouls. Second free throw, no good. It gets batted out. It's a fight for the rebound, and it's peeled away by Shizzle. McLaughlin nearly had the offensive board. We are tied at 51. Cardinals get behind the Bulldogs, and a foul. Boy, Cardinals had 2 players back there. Hess and Gouge way behind the defense, and the Bulldogs had to foul to prevent an easy layup. Gouge is going to shoot 2 as that's Algona's 4th team foul. Oh, and they'll say travel. They'll change it.
I was going to say, in the hurry to get the ball down the court, the Garner Hayfield Ventura player took an extra step. The back official blew his whistle about the same time that the ball went underneath the basket. Big turnover.
That is a huge change of events, and Algona has the basketball with 60 seconds left in the game. 51-51 tie. Schmidt on the wing gets it out to Lauren McLaughlin, who pops to the top of the key. Right side now to Kuhlman. Into the post to Hayden McLaughlin. Gouge staying in front of her. She'll back it up beyond the three-point line. Finding the cutting Van Otterloo edge of the paint. Van Otterloo looking for space. Heading right. She's denied of the paint. She'll bounce it back outside to Hayden McLaughlin. And Coach Noel McLaughlin will take a timeout with 43 seconds left in the game.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that was once again good interior defense by the Cardinals. Greta Gouge did a nice job of staying vertical in that post defense. There was nothing for Casey Van Otterloo to do, nothing for Hayden McLaughlin to do either when she had the ball inside. They really don't want the Bulldogs to have an easy 2. They want to force Algona to try to make a three-pointer at the end of this game to take the lead. But that good physical defense inside. Now timeout-wise, the Bulldogs are only going to have 1 timeout left. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura will have 3 timeouts. The fouls look like this. 4 fouls by Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, 3 by Algona. So if the Bulldogs can force the Cardinals to foul, they'll be heading to the free throw line for the rest of the fourth quarter. 51-51 tie. Bulldogs will come out of the timeout with Kuhlman, McLaughlin, Van Otterloo, McLaughlin, and Schmidt on the floor, their original starting 5. Cardinals will have Hess defending the inbounds pass. Lauren McLaughlin will trigger it into play with 43 seconds left. Lauren McLaughlin looking, lobbing it into Kuhlman. Kuhlman will chase it down in the backcourt as she was defended by Durr, and Kuhlman brings it across half court. 7 on the shot clock. Kuhlman wants to drive. Kuhlman hits the spin move. Guys on the cup, but did she travel? Yes, she did. Big turnover, and the Cardinals have it back with 37 seconds left, and the Bulldogs want the full court press. Coming open in the backcourt is Durr. She'll be shouted by Casey Van Otterloo, who gives her a couple feet of space. Durr being forced towards the sidelines. Now she'll bring it into the center of the court. Flings it right to Prignitz with 29 seconds left. 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock right now. Prignitz sees a driving lane. She puts it up and she draws the foul with 23 seconds left. Prignitz saw her opening and did not hesitate.
Yeah, exactly that. No hesitation. Went in strong with the ball. Casey Van Otterloo was standing in the way and didn't move, and you could argue that it was Prignitz that initiated the contact there, but Prignitz going up for the shot.
Prignitz free throw, and it's down for the first point. 52-51. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Prignitz now with 9. Both teams have 4 fouls in this fourth quarter. 23.5 seconds left. Second free throw on the way, and that one's good as well. Right down the drain as Prignitz has 10 points. Bulldogs do have a timeout, and they're going to use it right now with 23.5 seconds left. You can't take it to the grave, so Coach McLaughlin will use his final timeout. Well, Greg, what are you doing here for Coach McLaughlin? You have 23 seconds left. Do you try to work it all the way to the end and just work for one shot, or you take the first open thing that comes available? That's going to be a tough decision for the Bulldogs to make.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough decision, but I think you take the first available. You squeeze this down the last couple of seconds, and you're really in danger then of having to push something up that's not a very quality shot. So come down here. You've got plenty of time, so you don't need to rush, but get good movement and look for a good open shot, good open look, ideally inside. As we mentioned, both teams have 4 fouls, so put a little pressure on the defense as well, because if they foul, you're at the line for the possible tie of this ball game as well.
Well, a great matchup between 2 3A teams this afternoon here in Algona, Iowa. It's Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 53 and Algona 51 after the 2 made free throws by Prignitz. So here we go. Bulldogs are out of timeouts. Both teams have 4 fouls, and the Bulldogs come out with their normal starting 5 on the floor. Lauren McLaughlin will head down to the baseline to inbound it. We'll see if the Cardinals want to put any pressure on the Bulldogs. 23.5 seconds left in the fourth as the Cardinals try to hang on. They outscored Algona 23-12 during the third quarter to turn this game around, but the Bulldogs have battled and gotten back into it. Down by 2, it's Hayden Kuhlman. Hayden Kuhlman with 18 seconds left, directing the offense. Kuhlman in between the circles, flings it into the high post to Hayden McLaughlin of 12 seconds. Back out to the Kuhlman of 11. Lauren McLaughlin finds the open Paige Schmidt under the bucket, and she lays it in. What a find by Lauren McLaughlin, and we are tied at 53. 5 seconds left in the game. They forgot about Paige Schmidt.
Well, and that exact thing happened just a few possessions back where the Bulldogs able to get in the middle to Lauren McLaughlin, and Paige Schmidt snuck in on the far baseline, and they're so concentrating on Lauren, they pulled the defense up there. Paige is left all alone underneath the basket. Good concentration by her to catch that ball and kiss it off the glass to tie the game.
Well, and you knew that was going to happen, too. I mean, if you're the Cardinals, you're saying, well, here comes Lauren McLaughlin. That's their best player getting the basketball. She's going to shoot it. So the double team comes. Paige Schmidt is wide open, and she sets it in for the 2 points. And now you cannot foul if you're Algona. 5.1 seconds left. A foul puts the Cardinals at the free throw line no matter what. So you've got to play good defense here. Cardinals are going to try to get it up quickly, and we'll see what happens.
That's going to be the key right there. I think Cardinals are going to rush the ball up the court because they only have 5.1. They've been aggressive to the basket all night long, and I would suspect there's going to be a challenge for the officials right at the end of this ball game because they're going to force the action and try to draw a whistle.
So we'll see how much pressure the Bulldogs want to apply. It does look like they're going to want a full court press as Lauren McLaughlin is down there to defend an inbounds pass.
Full court press is certainly fine. You don't want them to receive the ball going down the court, though. Make them come to it.
As the ball is caught by Durr. 4 seconds left. Durr weaving to the front court. Lauren McLaughlin with a poke away. 1 second, and time is up. Lauren McLaughlin had that key deflection, Greg.
That knockaway was the key right there.
Yeah, Bulldogs were defending that well. Duras trying to get it to Prignitz, and we have overtime on this Saturday afternoon. We'll take a quick timeout, and the overtime period coming up next. 4 minutes on the clock on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Overtime from Algona High School. Algona 53, Garner Hayfield Ventura 53. Both teams will add one timeout onto the scoreboard here due to the overtime period. The 4 fouls apiece are going to stay put, and we have 4 minutes on the clock right now, so we'll do another tip-off at midcourt. It'll be Lauren McLaughlin for Algona and Greta Gouge for Garner Hayfield Ventura. Ball's in the air. Gouge wins the tip. Prignitz collects it, and the Cardinals head right to left on the radio dial, starting off this 5th period. Prignitz on the drive. The scoop layup, no good. Rebound, Gouge. Gouge back up with it. She put it down, and the foul. Greta Gouge with a chance for a 3-point play, and the Bulldogs get burned on the offensive glass once again.
Yeah, that's been a big story tonight. GHV just more aggressive on the offensive glass. Very opportunistic, but that time just outfought Algona.
So the 5th foul's on the board for Algona, and Gouge finishes the 3-point play. Greta Gouge of 12 points. And it's 56-53 in favor of Garner Hayfield Ventura. 3:43 on the clock. Bulldogs set up the high screen. Kuhlman to McLaughlin. Lauren McLaughlin right of the paint now outside to Schmidt. Schmidt across the foul line, driving in. Schmidt gets all the way to the bucket, but staying in front is Rain. Now back to Kuhlman. Kuhlman, a nice behind-the-back dribble, got to the cup. Tough layup, and she scooped it in.
Boy, put it high off the glass. Nice job by Hayden Kuhlman.
13 points by Hayden Kuhlman. She got Algona back into it in the 4th quarter. Bulldogs outscored the Cardinals 17-11 during the 4th. 1-point game right now. Wide angle on the layup. Hess missed just about everything, barely grazed the rim of the glass as Lauren McLaughlin comes out with the basketball now for Algona. 1-point game, Cardinals on top of the Bulldogs, taking down to the 3-minute mark of the overtime period. Schmidt on the left wing for Algona, gets it top of the key to Van Otterloo. Now right side to Kuhlman, posting up inside is Hayden McLaughlin. They find her, the double team comes, she spins away from it, and layup rolls off, no good. Once again, Gouge forced her wide, but a steal by Hayden Kuhlman, sails to the bucket, puts it in for 2. Hayden Kuhlman making things happen again.
Big play.
15 points by Hayden Kuhlman now. Cardinals trying to answer. It's Prignitz driving inside. Shot blocked by McLaughlin. Ball out of bounds. The Cardinals will keep it.
Nice job by McLaughlin just reaching in, getting a hand on top of the ball. Knocking it out there. No foul.
Yeah, doing it with no fouls the key as Durrell inbound. She'll lob it into frame with 2:34 on the clock. In the post to Gouge. McLaughlin trying to stay vertical, and then Kuhlman with the help defense runs into Gouge and sends her to the free throw line. So Gouge is going to shoot 2 for the Cardinals. We talk about the attention paid to Lauren McLaughlin when she gets the ball in the post, but the Bulldogs pay a lot of attention to Gouge when she gets the ball down on that paint for the Cardinals. And she'll shoot 2 to try to give the Cardinals the lead. This is now bonus time for Garner Hayfield Ventura as the Bulldogs have 5 fouls, and the free throw swishes through to tie the game at 57. Gouge with 13 points now leading the Cardinals. Hess has 10. Prignitz has 10 as well. And also 10, Isabella Shizzle off the bench. Second free throw misses. And we stay tied at 57 apiece. Kuhlman into the front court for Algona, drifting towards the near side as she'll underhand it out to Schmidt. Schmidt left open on the perimeter. She'll wait for the offense to develop as she'll hand it back off to Kuhlman. Takes it between the circles. Onto the left wing to Lauren McLaughlin, or Hayden McLaughlin at 2:17 left. Lauren McLaughlin, 3-point try, and she cans it! Lauren McLaughlin knocks down the 3, and the Bulldogs are up 60-57. That is Hayden McLaughlin to Lauren McLaughlin, the sister-to-sister connection, and Lauren with 13 points. Driving baseline, Hess, and she'll draw the foul. Bulldogs were a little slow getting to the baseline that time, and Hess is going to shoot 2.
Yep. Garner has a nice lineup of players, very even, and a lot of strength, a lot of confidence on the dribble, going quickly to the basket.
So 2 free throws coming up, and the first one misses off to left for Hess, and it stays a 3-point game at 60-57.
Big here is the rebound.
Already down to 2:02 left. Cardinals have rebounded the free throw shots well so far tonight. Second free throw on the way. That one's short, and the rebound is taken by Kuhlman. Did a nice job boxing out the free throw shooter Hess that time and not letting her get loose for a rebound.
Absolutely.
That's something that happened the first couple of times, but Kuhlman found Hess in the high post. Hayden McLaughlin takes a dribble to the right and finds Kuhlman on the wing. Into Lauren McLaughlin. Nice catch in the post, but she's forced back outside by Hess. 1:46 left on the clock. Schmidt on the left wing now for Algona. Gives it off to Hayden McLaughlin. Hayden McLaughlin driving in. Flings it near side to Schmidt in the corner, right side. Back into the post to Lauren McLaughlin. Starts left, goes back to the right, and a shot bounces off no good as she couldn't get the rubber rim. That would have been nearly lethal as the pass is thrown to the floor and it's out of bounds. Oh, big mistake by the Cardinals. They were trying to find Gouge, and they threw it half length of the court out of bounds.
Still one possession. The score here would be big for Algona to get up 2 possessions.
Especially because the Bulldogs can take it under 1 minute on the clock. And if they can get the score, Cardinals are going to be in a real pickle here in the overtime period. Kuhlman between the circles, directing traffic with 1:14 left in the overtime period. Hayden McLaughlin looking, gets it back outside to Kuhlman, as she didn't see the look she wanted. Now Kuhlman, guarded by Durr, 1:05 left, back to McLaughlin in the high post. Outside to Kuhlman, looking for Lauren McLaughlin inside. McLaughlin going to work. Wings it near side to Schmidt. Catch and shoot three-pointer, and it's a bit too strong. Rebound to Lauren McLaughlin, and she has it in the corner. Trying to knock it away. Hess, did she knock it off the foot of McLaughlin? And she did. Allie Hess with the quick hands.
Boy, that was a tough one there because Lauren had it and tried to put off the Cardinal player, but touched it last herself.
51 seconds left. That was a saving play for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura because the Bulldogs could have burned a lot of clock if McLaughlin had been able to keep that ball. At the foul line, it's Gouge, 39 seconds left. Gouge gets it near side to Frayne, rotates it into the corner to Durr. Durr drives in, wild layup, no good. Rebound by Gouge, hook shot, no good. Rebound Hayden McLaughlin at 30 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Kuhlman wings it up to Schmidt. Schmidt under the bucket. She shoots and she misses.
Oh my goodness sakes!
And then a foul on the rebound.
Oh my goodness!
Man, oh man! I mean, that was frankly not great situational basketball there by Algona. Schmidt was open, but the shot clock is off. You've got to force the Cardinals to foul. You just have to.
Yeah. As it was, got the shot and it didn't go down. So now the foul the other way.
And Cardinals will trudge down to the left side of the floor to shoot free throws. Prignitz of 2, knocks the first one down. 60-58, and Coach Ernest wants a timeout for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. So with 23.7 seconds left, the shot clock is off. I would imagine if you're the Cardinals here, you're going to play the foul game. Prignitz is going to try to make this one, and then you foul Algona and see if you can play the free throw game a little bit and pick out who's weak from the line for Algona. Because I think this is probably too early to miss one on purpose for your Prignitz, even though the Cardinals are a good rebounding team.
Yeah, they've been terrific all night long on the boards. But, yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think you try to get this free throw down and then don't let Algona use up much clock and make this a free throw game the rest of the way. Because they can't afford to let Algona get the ball down the court and play half-court defense and run it down inside 10 seconds. So I would guess we'll see an early foul. Go for the steal. Can't get it, then foul.
And Coach Ernest probably also drawing up a play for the next possession after they foul Algona. So you're identifying who to foul. You're also drawing up a play for the next possession. A lot going on in that Garner, Hayfield, Ventura huddle right now. And for the Bulldogs, if you're Coach McLaughlin, you're saying ball security. Don't let them get a quick steal and get the ball back if you get a rebound here or after you try to inbound it.
Well, and again, rebounding, because in case this one doesn't go down, you can't afford to let them have the extra field goal attempt.
2-point game. Prignitz free throw is down. 12 points by Prignitz, and it's a 1-point game. Paige Schmidt along the baseline. She's looking, and she's firing it into Van Otterloo. And that's going to be a foul. They were going for the steal, but they fouled.
Yep, and that's going to be number 5, I think, for Prignitz, maybe. We'll see. Yes, it is.
That is on Prignitz, and I would imagine that's not who the Cardinals wanted to commit the foul, because there were some oohs and ahs from the Cardinal side when that happened.
Well, and she tried to hook the ball from behind. Casey Van Otterloo had the pass and was just holding it, and so she didn't see Prignitz coming at her. Knocked it loose, but boy, it's hard to do without making any contact.
Van Otterloo free throw, and that one swishes through. 2-point lead for Algona. Van Otterloo with her second point of the afternoon. So big foul shot coming up here. Algona has 1 timeout left. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura have 2 timeouts left. Both teams in the bonus. Free throw is down for Van Otterloo. 3 points for the Algona Junior. And now the Cardinals will get the ball into Hess. Or make that to Durr. Durr up the near side of the floor. Big screen takes out Van Otterloo. 3-point ball, and it's too short. Offensive board for the Cardinals with 13 seconds. The putback, no good. The offensive board again. The kick out. Frayne 3-point ball. That's off the heel, no good. Rebound, Hayden McLaughlin. 6 seconds left, and she's fouled.
Boy, and that might do it. We had a really hard screen set there earlier. The Bulldog fans and the Cardinal fans both kind of, oh, man.
Personal foul.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a blind screen. Van Otterloo just ran into that one.
Man.
And she is all right, but man, oh man. Cardinals got a couple good looks, the kind of looks they wanted there. And again, the rebounding almost burned Algona. Frayne had a really good look from 3-point land, but just couldn't knock it down. And now McLaughlin can essentially ice this game. But she misses the first foul shot. 3-point game right now, 5 seconds left. Cardinals do have a timeout, and they will likely take it after this next free throw. Second free throw on the way, and that one goes for the cup. 4-point game. Cardinals will just hurry here. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. Shizzle fires from near half court. That shot's no good. Lauren McLaughlin rebounds, and the Bulldogs survive on Saturday afternoon. It took overtime, but Algona is 2-0 in 2024. They outlast the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals 63-59. What an afternoon ball game we had. Of course, we'll have the boys game coming up, but first, we'll step aside for a timeout and get you the girls' final stats after this on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
At Security State Bank, we realize each customer has a unique set of needs and goals. That's why we place a greater value on providing outstanding customer service. All products and services are designed for customers within our local community. We value each customer that walks through our door and wants to give them the personalized attention they deserve. Find out why Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne is your partner in community banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Signworks for all of your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
For over 40 years, Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons have maintained one mission: to provide excellence in orthopedic care. Their team of 9 physicians offers specialized care in everything from arthroscopic same-day surgery to joint replacement, as well as hand and foot surgery, and have an orthopedic surgeon on call 24/7. Healthcare isn't about appointments, it's about taking care of people, and that's their specialty. Visit Northwest Iowa Bone, Joint, and Sports Surgeons on the web at nwiabone.com.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine Sports Club members.
Farmer State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oakcrest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch, there's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty in downtown Algona, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Bulldog fans are exhaling right now as the Algona Bulldogs defeat the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals 63-59 in overtime in game number 1 of our basketball doubleheader. Algona improves to 8-3 on the season, and they're 2-0 in 2024 after beating St. Edmund last night. Garner Hayfield Ventura falls to 5-6. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. And Greg, what a game that was. My goodness. Especially down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Extremely intense between both teams. The game ends up being tied at the end with 5 seconds left. A nice find. Laura McLaughlin passing to Paige Schmidt, who got the layup with 5 seconds left. Then in the overtime period, Bulldogs took the first punch. Cardinals got in the lead, but a couple big shots by Algona got them in front, and they made enough free throws down the stretch to win the game.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think Coach McLaughlin is going to say this is really just the type of game he was hoping for. Now, I might be stretching that a bit because that was a bit of a nail-biter, but what I'm getting at is, especially in the non-conference, you like to have a good challenge, and GHV provided that today. I thought they played very well. They played very physically, very aggressively on offense, and I think that's something the Algona girls needed to see because, frankly, they don't see that a lot in their conference schedule right now. Clear Lake might be an exception, and Humboldt might be an exception, although Humboldt relies heavily on the three-point shot. The Bulldogs don't see many teams that are this aggressive at the basket and this aggressive on the offensive board. So to play a team like that, I think, is a great learning opportunity, and even greater when you can come out with a win.
And an aggressive team defensively as well, because they manned up Algona most of the night and played really aggressive, poking at the ball, and you can just see the physicality that Garner Hayfield Ventura had tonight. But, you know, I really think a big turning point in the game came when Algona came into the fourth quarter trailing, and Hayden Kuhlman really kind of took the ball game over for a couple minutes, forced a couple of steals on defense, knocked down a big three, had a big drive to the bucket for a score. She finished with 15 points, but we've said it so many times, whenever the Bulldogs need energy, they turn to Hayden Kuhlman, and when things were starting to get away there at the start of the fourth, Kuhlman helped turn the game around and get Algona to tie the game by the time the end of the fourth rolled around.
Well, basketball is a team game, and it would be easy, I think, to look at the Algona Bulldogs and think, okay, we've got Lauren McLaughlin. She's our leader. Let's just step back and let Lauren do it, you know. And they'd be in trouble as a team. Not that Lauren isn't a very capable player, but not alone. And I think these freshmen have just stepped up in a huge way. And Coleman is a great example. As you mentioned, they're in the fourth quarter when things were a little tough. Bulldogs were down 6 points going in that fourth quarter. The first 7 points came from Hayden Kuhlman. And in overtime, Kuhlman with 2 of the Bulldogs' 3 buckets in overtime, plus a huge steal. So Hayden Kuhlman provides energy. She provides aggressiveness. She's going to be gaining in confidence. And let's not forget Hayden McLaughlin, who also had a huge night tonight, scoring and no hesitation on a three-point shot. So a great learning opportunity for the Bulldogs. If I just take a quick look at stats here, one thing we talked about was offensive boards. Man, hats off to the Cardinals, 17 offensive rebounds. That is a bushel basket full there. Great job by the Cardinals going after loose balls there and going after the offensive boards. Again, a good lesson for the Bulldogs and what they need to do. And again, a flashback to Kuhlman on a missed free throw. When that rebound came out long, it could have been an extra possession for the Cardinals there in overtime, but it was Kuhlman that got a body on the shooter exactly as you should. So, but 17 big offensive rebounds there for them. Bulldogs 16 turnovers they ended up with on the night. Cardinals with 14, so that was fairly even. The shooting, as you might expect, Percentage-wise, very close. I've got the Cardinals shooting 36%, the Bulldogs 37% for the ball game tonight. But there was a difference at the free throw line, as you mentioned, especially there early. The Cardinals did not want the Bulldogs to get loose inside, so they were playing very aggressively, fouling, and the Bulldogs going to the free throw line for the night. Algona makes 19 out of 28 free throws. That's 68%. So a big part of the ball game there. The Cardinals, 10 out of 20 from the line, 50%. Obviously, looking at from the Garner, Hayfield, Ventura end, you can say, oh man, we've got to get better in free throws. Good lesson for them as well there. But what an exciting game between two really pretty solid girls basketball teams, and got to be pleased to come out of that with a win.
A great test for both teams to start off 2024, as we'll wrap this up by looking at the unofficial final scoring numbers. On the Algona side of things, Hayden McLaughlin led the way with 18 points. Hayden Kuhlman had 15, Laura McLaughlin of 13, Bella Jo Denning of 9, Paige Schmidt of 5, Casey Van Otto of 3. Again, all those unofficial. On the Garner, Hayfield, Ventura side of things, their leaders included Greta Gouge of 13 points, Jenna Pregnant of 12, and Allie Hess and Isabella Shizzle with 10 apiece. Well, we'll have the boys basketball game coming up in just a little bit. Again, the Algona Bulldog girls now 8-3 on the season after beating St. Edmund last night and beating Garner, Hayfield, Ventura today. Cardinals dropping to 5-6. But we'll have the boys game. We'll turn it over to that. After this quick message, we'll talk with Coach Cecil, as we heard from him on Breakfast with the Coaches this morning. So all that's coming up here on KLGZ 98.5 FM and AM 1600.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
We are about 7 minutes away from tip-off between the Algona Bulldogs and the Garner, Hayfield, Ventura Cardinals on Home Country Radio KLGZ. As right now, we're going to check out Coach Cecil and see what he had to say this morning on Breakfast with the Coaches. Right now, we are joined by Algona boys basketball coach Jared Cecil. Coach, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Absolutely, Tyler. Thanks for having us.
Coach, before we get into the latest Bulldog basketball action, let's talk a bit about winter break and the things the team did. You know, what do those couple weeks look like for you as you get ready for the January part of the season?
Absolutely. Well, the first part looks like family and time away from the game, and the kids benefit from that and you know, get a lot of good time in at home, and then we come back and we get after it. We started back up. I thought, you know, really good intensity at practice, brought it. We got down in Nevada, had a good practice session and scrimmage with them, on, you know, one of the top teams right now, and gained from that. Both squads played well together, learned from each other, and both benefited from that, and just stacked some wins together day after day in practice. So good intensity by the kids, good feels in the gym.
And, Coach, the first part of the season obviously featured a tough schedule, as it usually does in the North Central and some of the non-conference games you played, and the team certainly had some highlights and maybe some moments they'd like to forget as well. But, you know, as a whole, when you look back at that first part of the season, how do you evaluate the pre-winter break schedule for the team?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's a good point. We start out 7 games before break and then 14 regular season games after break. So it's almost kind of a preseason feel, except you're going against some of the top teams in the conference. So that's a little different. But, we thought the kids continued to grow. You know, we started out slow over at Esterville, and then bounced back and put some things together, and had another little setback, and then again come back the next day, and spirits are high, and they're eager to get after stuff and growth. So if I look at us where we are, even last night compared to, you know, the first game of the season, we're leaps and bounds ahead of that. So one of the things we keep talking about, and you got to keep in my own head, is that growth looks good, and some of the things in practice that have changed look a lot better than they did at the beginning of the season.
Coach, what are some of those specific areas where you really thought the team's made the most improvement in as you head into this second part of the season?
Absolutely. Some of our offensive looks have changed. You know, I mentioned being down at Nevada, worked a lot of different things there where you could go against guys that we weren't going against every day, and just some individual play there, as well as some team movement in the offense. I thought has improved on it. Defensively, we're streaky on right now. So there's times I feel that there's some growth, and then there's some times we certainly certainly fall to some old habits. So, but that's what habits are, right? That's what you fall to when the going gets tough. So that's a consistent thing to work on, but something we'll keep pushing ahead on.
And Coach, game number 1 after winter break was last night, a tough 57-52 loss against St. Edmund. What did you feel a couple of the turning points in that game were?
Just some momentum pieces. St. Ed's discipline basketball. Adolph does a great job with them. They're always going to pack some guys in the lane. They're always going to keep you in front and not necessarily give you that advantage. And we tend to thrive on that advantage. So when we don't get some of those fast break buckets we're looking at, we settle into some offense. Pre-Christmas, right going into the break, we were doing a really good job of continuing a possession, looking to score in those last 10, 12 seconds of the possession. Last night we reverted back to some old habits, and we were taking some shots at 20 seconds to go that we could get anytime we wanted them. So we settled too much in that. But that's a credit to the defense that St. Ed's was playing, and that's a typical Kokendorfer team there. They're going to play solid defense and just keep themselves in the game enough to have a chance, and that was a reality. A couple times I thought we looked to pull away just a little bit, but didn't keep running. Right, didn't keep running. Didn't get the stop on defense we needed. Bottom line though, in the ball game, 14 offensive rebounds and 12 turnovers. Right, that's 26 free possessions. You're not going to give somebody 26 free possessions and come out on top very often.
Well, Coach, the good news for the team is they get to go back-to-back here and play Garner, Hayfield, Ventura today at home. And, starting off the break of 2 games is something that the team, really gets back into it quickly. So, I guess, first of all, how's the team feeling after last night, and how do you make sure you keep that energy up today on this Saturday? Absolutely.
Last night was tough, right? That's not a game that we thought was going to go that way. Still not a game. I watched film last night. Still not a game I think that should go that way, but it did. How's the team doing? I think their heads are going to be in the right spot. Right, it's a tough moment when they leave the locker room last night, but we're going to be back in the gym here in about an hour, shooting around and working on some details. Right, trying to transfer some of our practice things when the lights come on. That's kind of the tale at the beginning of the season, and it came back again last night. A lot of things fundamentally that we work on. They do well. They're growing in. The lights come on, and then we lose sight of some of that. So that'll be our focus day. That'll be our conversation at shoot around. And one of the benefits of basketball is quick turnaround time. Forget last night. It's time to go again. So I'm confident they'll come back ready to play today.
Coach, this afternoon you have Garner, Hayfield, Ventura coming to town, which is a team that you've played a lot of competitive games against over the past few years. What sticks out to you about the Cardinals?
Athletic team, kids that like to shoot the ball. A lot of shooters, they'll drive and kick out 3, and that's one of the toughest things to defend in basketball right now. So, you gap help to stop it, and then you get a long closeout. So that's fundamentally some pieces that we work on and we talk about. But that's what they are. They're, like I said, an athletic team that's going to shoot the 3 a lot.
Coach, as we wrap up, what do you feel 1 or 2 of the biggest deciding factors this afternoon are going to be?
Deciding factors are going to be some leadership and the space between our ears today, which is often the reality in our games of basketball. So we get squared around in our heads and get back to some of our fundamental things. The kids will leave knowing that the process is working and they're improving. And that's what we'll start working on, like I said, here in about an hour.
Well, Coach, thank you for stopping by this morning, and we'll see you this afternoon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tyler.
At Security State Bank, we focus on the needs of local families, businesses, and farmers. Decisions are made locally. We live and work in your neighborhood, helping to keep our local community vibrant and growing. We're involved in local community events. We believe in personalized service and advice that meets or exceeds your expectations. We're Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Bankers who believe in you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
It's time to meet the starting lineup for the Algona Bulldogs.
Evan Alley, sophomore, number 11.
Also looking to attack into Bonnie Valley. Into the lane. Alley blocked the shot.
Jack Limbaugh, junior, number 32.
Mullins down to the baseline to Limbaugh. 2 minutes left. Limbaugh getting space inside and putting it in.
Landon Welp, senior, number 1.
On the right wing, wanted to pull, but fought better of it. Doubles down to wide open Welp, all by himself for the lay-in.
Alex Mansky, junior, number 4.
Bulldogs with the basketball, it's Mansky. Mansky driving in, Mansky puts it up and he puts it in. We are all tied up at 49.
Ben Helmers, junior, number 3.
Helmers, free from front of the Algona bench, and he swishes it. Huge shot, Ben Helmers. Tip-off of your game is coming up next on Hometown and Home Country Radio. That is the Algona Bulldog lineup for head coach Jared Cecil. For the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals and head coach Jake Young, they will have the 5'11 junior Nicholas Zarostlik, the 6'4 senior Cale Johnson, the 5'10 junior Lane Gakin, the 6' senior Aiden Haw, and the 5'10 senior Mason Graham. Garner Hayfield Ventura 3-7 so far in the season after losing last night against North Union. Algona drops to 4-4, losing last night against St. Edmund. In a disappointing ball game, Greg, to start the second half. It was the St. Edmund team the Bulldogs had beaten 11 times in a row prior to last night, but things got away from Algona in the fourth quarter, and as Coach Cecil talked about, he wants to see a little better execution on offense and more consistency throughout the game this afternoon.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Again, every team is progressing through the year, no matter what kind of mixture they have in the roster, and the Algona boys just looking for that consistency, really both ends of the court. Sometimes get a little bit impatient, and St. Edmunds, the way they played defense last night, I think kind of encouraged that to happen a few times. Bulldogs maybe got a little bit impatient, took shots that they wouldn't have otherwise, and St. Edmunds also made it very difficult inside the lane. Really, I think Coach Cecil talked about that, packing the lane. When you play St. Edmunds, you know, they can be very disciplined, and they were in position, so that inside game was really tough for Algona last night.
Well, Bulldogs will try to shake off the loss from last night. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, they're trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. The season started off great for Garner Hayfield Ventura as they won 3 of their first 4 games, but it's been 6 losses in a row after that. This is a Cardinal team that, over the past 17 seasons, hasn't finished with a losing record at any point. They've won at least 12 games every year, so this 3-7 start, very uncharacteristic for the Cardinals, but they'll feel great today if they can knock off a Bulldog team that went to Wells Fargo Arena last year. Of course, who can forget last year's game between Algona and Garner Hayfield Ventura when Caden Weber hit a buzzer-beating 3-pointer to win for Algona, and a push shot by Drew Britton at the buzzer for the Cardinals was no good. At midcourt, Jack Limbaugh going up against Cale Johnson. Limbaugh wins the tap, and we are underway from Algona High School. Game number 2 of our basketball doubleheaders. The Bulldogs head right to left on the radio dial, wearing the white home uniforms. Garner Hayfield Ventura in the road blacks for tonight. Cardinals come out. They play zone defense against the Bulldog offense. As Algona probes the ball around the perimeter, Helmers deep on the right wing, gets it back up top to Alley, rotates left to Welp. Welp pumps inside, gets it back up top to Mansky. Now Welp passing left corner to Ben Helmers with 10 on the shot clock. Helmers finds Alley in the paint, pumps to the foul line jumper, drives instead, got to the cup and puts it in.
Nice patience that time in the first possession for Algona.
That's something Coach Cecil talked about. You don't have to shoot it at the 20-second mark of the shot clock. You can work the possession. You can get it down to 10 seconds, as Alley did that time, and find the shot that you need to get, as the Cardinals will have the rock right now. On the right wing, it's Mason Graham. Graham pumps and gets it out to Zarostlik, rotates it left to Haw. Haw will get the screen from Johnson. Haw picks up his dribble. Haw looking back to Johnson. Johnson wide open for retry, and he swishes it to take the lead.
Left-hander, nice delivery in the ball. Nice follow through in the shot.
Now Mansky driving into the paint, going downhill, and he stumbled a little bit and traveled. Mansky was trying to bend around the corner that time. He kind of took too sharp of an angle as he started to lose his footing.
Yeah, just lost his balance there and got the first turnover.
Bulldogs showing some token pressure in the full court as Graham brings the ball across the Bulldog logo at midcourt. Graham deals outside as he'll find Gakin. Gakin stops the elbow and brings it to Zarostlik. Zarostlik penetrates, Sodom's the pass in the corner to Haw, rotates it to Johnson on the right wing. 6:38 on the clock, Bulldogs holding on defenses. Gakin now has it on the left wing, guarded by Limbaugh. Gakin going to work, top of the key Zarostlik. Zarostlik on the penetration, finger roll too strong, and Helmers sails in for the rebound. 3-2 Cardinals. Limbaugh gets it out to Mansky on the right side. Now back to the left to Helmers. Catch and shoot 3-pointer, and Helmers finds the bottom of the net. The first triple of the night for the Algona Bulldogs, and Helmers makes it 5-3. Cardinals will have Zarostlik bringing it across half court as Welp picks him up right at the Bulldog logo. Zarostlik heads towards the left side and flings it over to Haw on the wing. Haw guarded by Mansky. 2 minutes gone in quarter number 1. The pass down to the baseline to Gakin. Enters the lane. Gakin heading right. Gakin hooks it up, and it crawls up the front of the rim and drops through. Game tied at 5. Lane Gakin's first field goal of the night. Helmers gives the ball to Welp with 5:45 on the clock. 5-5 tie. Both teams hitting 1-2 and 1-3 so far in this game. Now Helmers deep on the right wing. Gets it high post to Mansky. Mansky charging inside. Passes to the corner. Ball tipped out of bounds. Zarostlik touched it for the Cardinals as Algona keeps it with 18 on the shot clock.
And off one of the cheerleaders from Garner. She's okay.
Yeah, ball went off the head down there along the baseline. That's a danger zone. But that's also where the cheerleaders set up. Welp has the ball right now. Welp looking, pumping, and getting it outside to Alley. Alley fakes on the three, starts to drive and then stops as Roslick stays in front. 14 on the shot clock. Helmers trying to direct traffic. Now 10 on the shot clock. Helmers is going to have to create against the 2-3 zone. 7 on the shot clock. Gets it to Mansky of 6. Mansky up top to Welp of 4. Back to Helmers to the right. Good luck from three-point land. It left it short, but it bounced in. The three-point ball was short, but it got the friendly rubber rim, and it's 8-5. 2 early three-point balls by Ben Helmers, who has 6 of the 8 Algona points, and the Bulldogs crawl back in front. Graham on the right side in front of the Algona bench. For Garner, Hayfield Ventura comes up top to Zaroslik. Spins away from Helmers, finds Ha, and then a 3-second call against the Cardinals in the lane. I believe that was Lane Gakin.
Yes.
Got called on that one. So Cardinals will turn it over. Bulldogs will have it as we tick under the 5-minute mark in quarter number 1. Algona at 4-4 so far this season. They've won 3 of the last 4 matches against the Cardinals, including 50-49 last year. That was the game when Ben Helmers had 22 points, and Alex Mansky had 16 points on 7 of 8 shooting. Also had 14 rebounds in that game, as now it's a drive by Welp. Welp off the window too strong. The rebound pops to the near side to Graham. Graham towards the front court, flings it ahead to Zaroslik. Now corner pocket Ha. Mansky guarding Ha closely as Zaroslik has it back. Rotates right to Gakin on the wing. Back near the logo to Zaroslik with 4:27 on the clock. Bulldogs leading the Cardinals by 3. Welp right in the face of Zaroslik. Now on the wing to Ha. Ha facing the bucket. Mansky staying in front. Ha looks. Gakin on the baseline now. Gakin into the paint. Trying to find the cutting Graham along the baseline. He dropped it. Tries to fling it back in, but he stepped out of bounds. Graham was coming open there, but couldn't collect that pass cleanly as the Cardinals turned it over once again.
Good pressure by the Bulldog defense that time. Really had him pinned on the baseline. Trying to save it before he fell out, but caught a heel on the line.
The 6-foot junior Zane Ha coming into the ball game. The 6-foot junior Zach Flatibo also checking in for the Cardinals. As they show some pressure in the backcourt, Welp gets it over to Alley, and he brings it across the timeline halfway through quarter number 1. 8-5 in favor of Algona. Alley on the right side, guarded by Zaroslik. Alley finds Helmers in the right corner. Helmers gets it back to Alley. The Bulldog sophomore wants to drive, gets cut off and kicks it out to Mansky, top of the key. Mansky rotates it left to Welp. Welp holding a rock, waiting for Alley, and it'll come up top to Helmers instead. 8 on the shot clock. Mansky of 6. Mansky hits the spin move. Mansky burrowing his way inside. Mansky got to the cup. No good on the layup. Got his own miss back, and he sets it in. Alice Mansky staying up the play that time.
Yeah, nice job of staying with it. Exactly.
And a nice job taking his man all the way to the bucket. Mansky's going to have the physical strength advantage on most defenders that he sees this season. 3:23 on the clock, into the right corner, Ha off the basketball. It's Ha to Ha in the lane. It's Zane Ha. Zane Ha, finds the cutting for Tebow. Or make that the cutting Gakin, who's in there for the 2 points.
And that was a pretty play. Cut from the far side.
Gakin came wide open as he has 4 points for the Cardinals. Limbaugh, the fingertip catch on the pass. And Coach Cecil is going to want a timeout for Algona as the Bulldogs are about to have a 10-second backcourt violation. So 3:03 on the clock. Coach Cecil will take his first time out of the ballgame, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. But that kind of movement is what the Cardinals need to find a way to do against Algona. And the Bulldogs have to stay disciplined against that. You know, we always talk about the discipline for the Algona defense, and that's been a thing that's been on and off at times this year. So the Cardinals can find a way to move effectively like that without the ball. They'll get a few buckets.
Right. You got to keep your eye on cutters all the time, and that time, nice job by the Cardinals of sending the person in from the weak side there. And nice job of spotting him for the layup.
Gakin with the early 4 points for the Cardinals. He had 12 points in last year's matchup between these two teams. Drew Britson, who's now graduated, was the leading Cardinal scorer in that game, as Britson scored 13 in the 50-49 Cardinal loss. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura so far this year. They're 3-3 on the road, but they have not won at home, so they played 500 basketball on the road as the Bulldogs will go to the bench for the first time tonight. The 6'1 sophomore Jackson Eischen checking into the ballgame, as well as the 5'9 sophomore Tate Garman. Eischen has it right now, top of the key, as he'll find Garman on the wing. Rotates it near side to Helmers with 2:52 on the clock. Helmers backs it up a few steps as we're down to 10 on the shot clock. Bulldogs having a couple patient possessions so far in this game. Welp with 7 seconds. Bulldogs are going to have to start getting into motion here. Welp into the lane. Welp rising for a jumper, and Welp knocks it down.
All right, the Bulldogs have had a couple possessions here. They've gotten down about 5 seconds on the shot clock, so good patience.
So Rosberg has the ball in the backcourt. And he'll bring it across that midline stripe as he's guarded by Landon Welp with 2:23 on the clock. Zaroslik spins towards the right, left the basketball behind, but he was fouled on the play. First foul by either side so far in this ball game. It comes at the 2:20 mark of quarter number 1. The guilty party in that is going to be Tate Garman for Algona.
His first team
Cardinals will go back to the bench as they'll bring Graham into the ball game as well as Johnson. Ha and Gakin will take a seat. The inbounds play, almost running out of time there where the Cardinals with Zaroslik collects the inbounds pass. Zaroslik backs it up near half court with 2:14 on the clock. 12-7 in favor of Algona. It's Latibo on the right wing, guarded by Garman. Looks inside, gets it up to the top of the key to Ha. Left to Zaroslik. Now baseline to Flatibo, back outside to Zaroslik. Guarded by Aishin with 2:01 on the clock. Gets chased all the way near half court, now back to Flatibo. Flatibo wants to drive baseline, Garman cuts him off. Bulldogs with good defensive possession. Pass near half court again to Johnson. Johnson barreling his way inside, shoots over Helmers, and he banks it in.
Yeah, tough shot.
Powerful move by Cale Johnson. Bulldogs lose the ball in the backcourt. It's loose on the floor, and Mansky saves the day and picks it up. Mansky gets it back out top to Welp, and with 1:40 on the clock, Bulldogs lead by 3, and they'll get their offense running here. Helmers on the right wing, top of the key to Garman. Rotates left to Mansky. Mansky back up top to Welp. Bulldogs keep it moving around the perimeter to Garman with 14 on the shot clock. Helmers top of the key, head fakes, wants to drive, and he traveled. Algona turns the basketball over as Cardinals will get the ball back with 1:24 on the clock. So far, Ben Helmers leading the way of 6 points for Algona. Cale Johnson of 5 points for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. It's Johnson of 5 and Gakin of 4 so far tonight. Or this afternoon, perhaps more accurately, as Zaroslik's in the front court, guarded by Garman. Pass to Graham is off his fingertips and out of bounds.
Nice job by Helmers that time, stepping out into the passing lane. Got some fingertips on the ball and just deflected enough that it went off the Cardinal out of bounds.
And so far, some positive signs on defense for Algona. They allowed that one weak side cut by the Cardinals before the timeout by Coach Cecil. But besides that, Bulldogs have made things hard on the Cardinals offensively so far. The Cardinals also making the Bulldogs work deep into the shot clock in their possessions as Garman has it deep on the right wing. Top of the key to Welp. Welp starts to dribble and then passes right to Garman. In the corner, Helmers. No hesitation on the three, left it short, and the rebound is boxed out by Zaroslik. Zaroslik's in traffic, Mansky swats it away, trying to save it, and he stepped on the baseline. Mansky popped that one straight up in the air, then tried to jump out of bounds, but he touched the ball while out of bounds. Cardinals will bring Ha back into the ball game as Zaroslik heads to the bench. Both Ha's in right now for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, as Graham will be the inbounder. Bulldogs will try to defend here in the full court. As Graham collects the basketball, now the Bulldogs will back off. With 42 seconds left in the first, 9-second difference between game and shot clock. Graham drifts towards the far side, left the ball behind, picks it back up and loses it again, and then gets it into the corner to Ha. Johnson on the wing, passes right to Flatibo. Flatibo backs up near half court at the Bulldog logo. Guarded by Aishin, pass jumped by Helmers. Helmers peels it away in the backcourt. Helmers runs the bucket, sailing in, puts it in and got fouled. Boy, Cale Johnson was doing all he could to take the ball away from Helmers, but Helmers wins that battle and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Helmers did a nice job after that steal of not only picking up the ball, but making sure he kept the defender right on his hip. So it was going to be really difficult for the defender unless he just let him go, and he didn't. So a chance of a 3-point play.
Helmers with 8 points, and now Helmers with 9 points as he hits the free throw, and Algona goes up 15-9. That is defense turning into offense for the Bulldogs as Levi Walker, the 6-foot sophomore, enters the ballgame, and Landon Welp heads to the bench for the final 20 seconds of the quarter. Graham inbounds the ball to Ha with 18 seconds left and then gets it back to Graham in the center of the court. Graham brings it up to hardwood and finds Flatibo with 14 seconds left in the quarter. Shot clock is off. Flatibo holds it with 10 seconds, heads towards the right with 8 seconds. Helmers went for the steal, knocked it away from Flatibo, got it in the corner to Graham. Catch and shoot free ball off the heel, no good. Rebound by Ha, power dribble, he puts it up, and Ha traveled at the buzzer. He put it in, but he traveled, so wave it off. And that'll bring an end to quarter number 1. It's Algona 15 and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 9 on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beich, Jason Brace, Daniel Foth, and Michael Toll.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Iowa Lakes Community College. Your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart here on Home Country Radio KLGZ as the Algona Bulldogs lead the Garner, Hayfield, Ventura Cardinals 15-9. Greg, I'll say this, when I talk about Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, a lot of times I say they really try to slow the Bulldogs down, and so far, goal accomplished. They've slowed the Bulldogs down, but Algona has been very effective in the half court.
Yeah, they have. They've been very patient, moving the ball around, getting a good shot. Bulldogs from the field 6 of 9 in that first quarter.
So good first quarter for Algona. Ali nearly has the steal. He's trying to peel away from Zaroslik. Zaroslik rolls it away to Johnson, and then a foul by Ben Helmers. I don't know how Zaroslik saved that one, but Helmers will get called for the first foul on Algona and his first personal foul.
Yeah, that's a shame that Helmers ended up with a foul out of that, but boy, Ali is so quick out there and got the ball on the floor. You know there's going to be a scramble.
That was really nice defense by Ali. In the lane, it's Haw, tries to go up and under, but Mansky cuts it off along the perimeter to Gakin now. Gakin against Limbaugh, backs his way in, now kicks it out to the top of the key to Zaroslik. Zaroslik, the runner from the foul line. Line drive it, and Mansky secures the rebound. Now Mansky sprints to the front court. Mansky gets stopped, bounce pass inside to Walker, shot rejected. Cardinals defending interior, and now here comes Johnson the other way. The sidestep by Johnson, the block by Limbaugh as he swats it. Now Zaroslik scoops the layup up, and Zaroslik draws the foul. What a block by Limbaugh, but Zaroslik trailing the play was in the right spot, and he'll have a chance to shoot too.
That was quite a swat there by the big guy.
That was a backboard shaker, and he didn't even touch the backboard. It wasn't a goaltending. In fact, he was nowhere near touching the backboard, but he volleyball spiked that one off the glass so hard that it seemed like the whole gym was shaking. Zaroslik free throw off the heel, no good. That is the second foul on Algona, though, and it comes not even 45 seconds into the quarter as the Cardinals pick up a couple quick fouls on the Bulldogs. The foul was on Levi Walker as...
Oh, what do we got there?
Something going on in the crowd briefly as the referee was looking over there. So one more shot coming up. Whatever they had to figure out, they're still trying to figure out.
Yeah, I don't know. Official thought he heard something maybe from right behind him there, but... group of girls, fans sitting there, and they're all shrugging their shoulders like, what?
Yeah, sorry, folks. I would tell you what happened, but these noise-canceling headphones don't really let me hear what's going on in the crowd. And the second free throw was good by Zaroslik. It's 15-10 in favor of Algona right now as we play 1 minute into the second quarter. Evan Alley has the ball in the right corner. Graham is pestering him. Alley's working the baseline now and gets it outside to Helmers. Helmers in the right corner again with 16 on the shot clock. Helmers attacks, got to the bucket, wedges inside, no good. Helmers trying to get the rebound, and a foul on the floor is going to be whistled against the Cardinals. 6:55 on the clock as the foul's going to go against Haw. That is his first personal.
First team foul.
And Alex Mansky will be the inbounder for Algona. Mansky setting up on the right side baseline, gets it into Helmers. Helmers, three-point ball right away, and he swishes it.
Yeah, that was in rhythm there. Nice job giving him a pass right where he needed it to just go up for the shot.
Helmers with the smooth stroke from three-point land, has 12 points already, 12-18 for Algona. As we said, he had 22 last year against the Cardinals as the leading scorer in that game. Inside to Gakin, Walker flies by, then Alley flies by. Gakin layup no good though, and Helmers rebounds on the near side. Helmers on the push, gets it up to Mansky. Defender flies in, shot rejected. Graham got a hand on it, and now here comes Zaroslik. Zaroslik runs the floor, trying to creep by Alley, left the basketball behind, it rolls into the right corner. Alley trying to poke it away, and he's gonna be out of bounds as he touched it.
Yep.
But once again, Evan Alley bringing that defensive energy. He is going for the floorboards tonight.
He is. He's been down there twice now and just about got another steal there. Certainly got to bother the ball handlers when Alley's nearby.
Welp checks back into the game as Walker heads to the bench for Algona. Graham is going to be the inbounder, gets it into Haw on the wing. Haw blanketed by Mansky. Haw heads left across the foul line, tries to back his way in as Mansky holds strong and kicks it outside to Gakin. Haw screens, he rolls off the screen, he gets the ball in the post, takes a power dribble against Helmers, tries to fight it up, and it rolls off the front of the rim as Helmers stayed vertical and Welp grabs the rebound. Mansky to the top of the key to Helmers. Eyes the three, wants to drive, but shuffle the shoes and turns it over.
A couple times. Helmers, a little head fake there, but also a little fake with the feet. I was going to say, nice job down the other end again, defensively by the Bulldogs of bothering the shot. Consecutive attempts and no fouls in there. Keep the arm straight up.
And this really is a good defensive performance by Algona so far in this game. We're at 5:49 in the second quarter, and the Cardinals still sitting at 10 points.
Oh, there they're going to get him.
That's going to be a foul on Welp.
Welp giving a lot of effort there and harassing the dribbler, but right at the end, just a little bit of a bump. I think Coach Cecil's going to question, but there was a bump there.
Welp was working against Latibo that time, and Haw checks back in for the Cardinals as Johnson goes to the bench. That's Zane Haw coming off the bench. As Aiden Haw is also in the ball game right now. Ball's lobbed into Gakin. Gakin in between the circles with 5:40 on the clock in quarter number 2. Comes right side to Zolroslik. Rises for a three-pointer off the front of the cup, and Helmers snatches the rebound out of the sky. Welp into the front court. Welp bullets it into the corner to Alley. Catch and rip three-pointer, and Alley swishes it.
Alley had a couple of big three-pointers last night against St. Edmunds. Nice stroke. We haven't seen it a lot this year, but that'd be big for this Bulldog offense if he can become a reliable shooter from outside.
Yeah, that'll really focus things up as the Bulldogs like to drive with Mansky and Helmers and try to suck in the defense. So if those kick-out threes are there for Alley, like you said, that's going to be a huge weapon as the pass into Haw is out of his reach. Haw tried to shovel it back in, but it is out of bounds back to Algona. Garner will re-enter the ballgame as Helmers will get a quick breather for Algona. Helmers leading the way of 12 points right now. And the Bulldog defensive intensity continues in this game. Cardinals really trying to get on track on offense as their team that has a top scoring game of 61 points and their second best game of 56. Besides that, no games above 49, so the explosiveness on offense hasn't been there this season for the Cardinals, and they're once again struggling against the Bulldog team that is angry about how last night went. 4:45 on the clock. Alley pumps on the right wing, gets it into the high post to Mansky. Mansky rises up, missed the shot. Limbaugh on the cleanup, and Limbaugh fights it in.
Boy, Limbaugh, Jack catches that ball and in one motion just puts it back up. Nice soft touch on the ball.
Jack Limbaugh is a shot putter on the track team. I'd say he shot putted that one in as there's a drive to the basket and a score for the Cardinals as Gakin gets 2 more points. That'll make it 23-12 as Gakin has half the scoring for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. And then Gakin got handsy with Welp that time in the backcourt and picks up the foul. Second personal foul, or excuse me, first personal foul on Gakin. Second team foul on the Cardinals.
Called on Lane Gakin, his first, second team.
Gakin will head to the bench as Graham comes back in. Zaroslik also in the pine as Cale Johnson re-enters for the Cardinals. Garner, Hayfield, Ventura currently sitting in 6th place in the top of Iowa West out of 9 teams. They've actually been the top of Iowa West runner-up each of the past 3 seasons behind Lake Mills, who had a big conference winning streak snapped earlier this year against North Union. Alex Mansky on the left side. Gets it back to the right to Alley. Catch and rip three-pointer, and Alley hits it off the front of the rim. No good. Latibo sails in for the rebound. Latibo double teamed in the backcourt, tries to step past it and gets it out to Graham. Graham gets it ahead to Johnson, but it's intercepted by Ben Helmers. Helmers looking down for Mansky. He tried to alley-oop it, but it's off the glass as Mansky couldn't time to jump up on that one. And then Helmers gets bumped in the corner as Johnson commits the foul. That nearly would have brought the gym down, but they couldn't connect on the alley-oop that time.
Now, I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs did have an alley-oop to Helmers last night and brought the house down.
His second.
Yeah, I can believe that. Bulldogs have a couple guys who can touch the rim.
Matter of fact, I thought that pass last night was going to be too high to reach, but no. Helmers got up above the rim and grabbed it and stuffed it down through.
Well, if you remember last year against Hampton Dumont Cow, I believe it was Welp threw an oop to Alex Mansky, so that's deep in the Bulldog playbook, but it's in there somewhere as the pass into the lane knocked away by Haw. Tie up on the floor as Haw and Welp are going to force a jump ball. Possession is in Algona's favor right now as the Bulldogs will inbound from the right baseline. Landon Welp will set things into motion as the Bulldogs stack up 4 players on the right side of the paint. Welp gets it into Helmers. Helmers on the wing. Now he drives. Now he rolls. Now he scores. 14 points by Ben Helmers, and Algona's up 25-12. 3:21 left in the second quarter. Bulldogs keeping the pressure on Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. Welp near half court, bothering Zaroslik, trying to spin away. Ball goes in between Graham's legs off the pass, and it's out of bounds. Cardinal offense just cannot get anything going as the Bulldogs continue to force turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the ball handlers there, and a lot of noise coming off the Algona bench, really trying to support the effort of their teammates out on the court. Nice job so far. A lot of pressure and not many fouls.
Ben Helmer spins to the paint. Left-hander is up and good. Ben Helmer's having a big afternoon. Bulldogs are up 27-12, and Coach Young needs a 30-second timeout for the Cardinals. Actually, they may extend this one out to 60. It'll be a 60-second timeout with 3:01 left in the first half. We'll take the 60-second timeout with Garner, Hayfield, Ventura on 92.7 KLGA.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong. Keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Signworks for all of your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Sports Club members bringing you this game.
Coming out of the Garner, Hayfield, Ventura timeout, it's Algona 27 and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 12. I think part of that timeout had to be the Cardinals asking, what can we do about Ben Helmers, as he has 16 points right now for Algona. Cardinals have the rock as Latibo set to bring it across half court. He's guarded by Welp. Gets to Ha. Bulldogs shield off the cutter. 3-point ball by Flatibo is short, and Ali had the rebound. He tries to save it, but he shoveled it right into Gakin. Kicks it out to Zaroslik. Right side 3-point ball. Line drive, no good, and Mansky secures the rebound. Gets it out to Welp quickly. The Bulldogs want to run. Welp flying in. Shot blocked, but a foul. Zaroslik is the guilty party, and Welp is going to shoot 2. Well, I'll pose the question to you, Greg. If you're Coach Young in that timeout talking about how you can stop Ben Helmers, what can they throw at him?
Yeah, well, you've got to look at some double teaming or something to try to keep him out of the lane, because if Helmers gets in the middle lane, he is really difficult to stop.
Welp leaves the first free throw short, and the score stays 27-12.
He elevates so well and can change the position of the ball sometimes 2 or 3 times while he's in the air.
Welp's second free throw off back iron, and Hogg grabs the rebound for the Cardinals. There have usually been close matches between these teams. 11 of the last 16 matchups have been decided by 6 points or less. When Algona and Garner Hayfield Ventura match up, the Bulldog wins in 2023 and 2021 were both by 1 point. As we talked about that Caden Weber shot with about 2 seconds left last year to give the Bulldogs the win. Weber, of course, now graduated for Algona. As we have 2:12 left in the first half, Flatibo has the ball in the left corner. Cardinals down to 8 on the shot clock. Zaroslik gets it back to Flatibo, who's guarded by Helmers. Near side to Gakin. Gakin to 4. Gakin just realizing the shot clock. He drives against Limbaugh. Shot is up, and it misses everything. Shot clock violation, Cardinals.
Yep. They have to stop the play, and Bulldogs get it out of bounds. Counts as a turnover. He missed everything, so there was no resetting the clock. I don't know if that's what Coach Cecil's talking about right now, but
yeah, and Bulldogs, they don't love the 35-second violation because they want to get out and run, but
yeah,
that is the right call. The shot didn't hit any rim in that instance.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what he's talking about, but I didn't think the shot hit iron at all, so it's a shot clock violation, and unless he's saying that Algona had the rebound before the shot clock went off.
That's another one where I just don't think so.
I don't know. Anyway, regardless what they're talking about, Algona's going to have the ball underneath the GHB basket.
Bulldogs will inbound the ball to Welp. They'll set up to try to trap Welp along the sideline, but he'll pass it into the center of the court to Ali. Ali will get it across the timeline. Cardinals try to trap him, but Ali passed away quickly. Now Mansky along the left side, underhands it back out to Ali as the Bulldogs rotated perimeter to Welp. 1:40 left in the first half. So far, dominant defensive showing for Algona, leading 27-12 against Garner Hayfield Ventura. Allie holds the ball in between the circles and passes right to Welp. Bulldogs down to 8 on the shot clock. Welp in the lane. Welp rising for a 10-footer. Welp knocks it down.
Nice job, Landon Welp.
4 points by Landon Welp. Another patient possession by Algona. As I said earlier, the Cardinals done a good job slowing Algona down, but the Bulldog defense has been stifling, and they've done enough in the half-court offense to get this lead over the Cardinals. Haw cutting to the bucket, puts the left-hander up and misses. He and Welp get tied up, and that'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow is towards the Cardinals right now, so they'll keep it at 107.
Well, there are really two factors in slowing it down a little bit, and one kind of goes against the grain for these Algona Bulldogs, but Coach Cecil talking about, being a little more selective with your shots. We don't have to shoot right away, and so the Bulldogs really using that shot clock offensively as well.
In the right corner is Zaroslik, and we have a foul against Algona with 1:04 left in the first half. It'll go against Evan Alley, as that's Bulldog foul number 4. Both teams have 4 fouls. That's the first personal on Alley. And Flatibo will inbound from the baseline. Flatibo inbounds to Haw. Hands it off to Zaroslik. Zaroslik drives right, kicks it into the corner to Aiden Haw. Back outside as he looks, bouncing it to Zaroslik. Now Flatibo with 54 seconds left in the first half. Zaroslik across the foul line. Zaroslik tries to throw an athletic pass inside, but it's intercepted by Mansky. Mansky running the floor. Mansky coast to coast. Mansky with the 2.
Mansky, one of the few kids strong enough to, he's off balance against his body there, putting that shot up and defensive pressure, still got it off the glass.
Gakin into the front court. Gakin to the scoop layup and the score.
Tough shot by Gakin.
Gakin has 8 points for Garner, and it's 31-14 in favor of Algona right now. Bulldogs can have last shot.
Yep, play for 1 here.
19 seconds left in the first half. Mansky on the wing, gets it up top to Alley with 15 seconds. Pump fakes on the 3. Alley gets the screen from Limbaugh. Alley gets it to Limbaugh, who rolls to the bucket, and Limbaugh has it sit on the rim and it pops off. 7 seconds left, and the rebound is taken by Zaroslik, and Zaroslik loses it. It rolls up to Flatibo, a 3. Flatibo the floater, and he banks it into the buzzer. Flatibo knocks it down, and the Cardinals will squeeze a couple more points out of the first half. But besides that, not too much going wrong for Algona so far as the Bulldogs lead the Cardinals 31-16. Right now, we'll step aside for a timeout and look for the first half numbers coming up next on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kasuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce, 2 sauces for all seasons.
Farm and Home Services, view their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small, they love them all.
Style Salon, your salon in Algona, create yourself.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Signworks for all of your signage needs, as well as printed shirts, caps, and jackets. Stop in or call 295-9544.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Sports club members bringing you this game.
At Security State Bank, we realize each customer has a unique set of needs and goals. That's why we place a greater value on providing outstanding customer service. All products and services are designed for customers within our local community. We value each customer that walks through our door and wants to give them the personalized attention they deserve. Find out why Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne is your partner in community banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
We have reached halftime on Hometown Radio KLGA. Make that Home Country Radio KLGZ, and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream is right now. Cyclone basketball is going on Hometown Radio KLGA. But in any case, the Algona Bulldogs lead the Garner, Hayfield, and Cardinals 31-16 right now on the Greg Penning & Company Certified Public Accountant scoreboard. The scoring by a quarter went like this. Bulldogs had a 15-9 lead after one. They outscored the Cardinals 16-7 during the second. Individual scoring for Algona. Ben Helmers leads the way of 16 points. Evan Alley has 5. Landon Welp and Alex Massey of 4 apiece, and Jack Limbaugh of 2. Right now, Lane Gakin leading the way of 8 for the Cardinals, and Cale Johnson with 5 points. Zach Latibo of 2, and Nicholas Zaroslik of 1. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. And Greg, we've talked all the time about the improvements the Bulldogs need to make throughout the course of the season. They want to get back to Wells Fargo Arena. A big part of that is playing defense like they did in the first half. That was really a great 16 minutes of defense by Algona. Cardinals got that floater at the buzzer right before halftime, but besides that, not too much to complain about for the Bulldog defense tonight.
They've been applying really good pressure, especially in the perimeter on the ball handlers out there, and they've produced 9 turnovers out of that pressure, and that's given the Bulldogs a few extra field goal attempts. 5. I've got Algona with 22 field goal attempts to 17 from Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. But the other thing is, I think Algona in the first half showing maybe as much or more patience offensively than I've seen them this year so far, because the Algona team, what they like to do is run. They like to get the ball out. They like to force the action, take it to the hoop, and it's fun to play that way. The guys enjoy that, and that's what they're looking for. But there's times, like last night, and perhaps a little bit tonight as well, where that's not the most efficient way to go about things, and you end up maybe taking some difficult shots. Hats off to the Bulldogs here at halftime, who I think have really responded to last night's game very well. Coming out doing exactly what they need to do, good defensive pressure, but on the offensive end, really being patient, working the ball until they get a good shot. Right now I've got Algona shooting 13 out of 22, 59% from the field at halftime. You know, when you shoot nearly 60% from the field, chances are great you're going to win that ball game. And so I think the Bulldogs are doing what they want to do, even though it might not feel exactly comfortable to them. I know they like to be running a little bit more, but I think they've responded well last night and doing just exactly what Coach Cecil hoped they do today.
Yeah, you need to have a lot of different tools in your toolkit to be able to win basketball games. Some nights you do want to play at a high-flying pace and score 80 points and have fun doing it. And some days you need to have a kind of grinded-out type of game where the pace is a little bit slower, get into your half-court offense and have that be effective. And what's been effective for Algona is Ben Helmers. He's knocked down a handful of threes so far tonight. He's gotten to that spot in the lane where he likes to the left hand and has hit a couple shots on the Cardinals that way. And boy, 16 of the 31 points for Algona so far by Helmers. As we said, great defense all around by the Bulldogs. We've seen a lot of energy by Evan Alley so far, diving for those loose balls, guarding on the perimeter. Landon Welp guarding, the opposing guards as well. So really for the Bulldogs, energy on a Saturday afternoon is always in question, just because, it's a different schedule. Instead of playing at 7 o'clock, you're playing at 3:45. But I think the Bulldogs have had really good energy so far, and that's distributed, or I should say displayed itself on the defensive end. And really the rebounding, too. For the most part, Cardinals have been one and done, and that was something Coach Cecil talked about as well last night. He said St. Edmund essentially had 26 extra possessions between A, the offensive boards, and B, the turnovers Algona had. And the offensive boards by the Cardinals are low, and the turnovers by Algona also low so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got Algona with only 4 turnovers unofficially in that first half. So that's great. So not only have they been running long possessions, being patient with the ball, getting good shots, they've been hanging on to the ball too. And so that goes in part with playing the way they're playing tonight. You're not as apt to turn it over if you're not forcing the action and flying down the court. But I'm just really pleased what we've seen out of the Bulldogs here in the first half. Coming off last night, I think Coach Cecil said in your interview this morning, one of the big things will be in the Bulldogs' heads today, because how do you respond to last night, obviously a disappointing game, one that I think Coach Cecil said when he watched the tape of the game and still didn't think they should have lost, but the fact is they did, and sometimes you have nights like that. How do you respond? Are you frustrated? Are you down? This is about 18 hours after you just got done playing a game. What kind of energy do you have? I think the Bulldogs have checked all those boxes in the first half.
So Algona will have to keep it up in the second half, as right now they lead 31-16 over Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. We will take one more timeout and give you the second half of basketball action coming up after these messages on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Alongside Greg Stewart as we get ready to start the second half at the Algona Bulldog High School Gymnasium. It's Algona 31 and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 16 on Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube live stream. It was a good first half for the Bulldogs, outscoring the Cardinals 15-9 in the first quarter and 16-7 in the second, behind 16 points by Ben Helmers, who leads the way so far. I'll turn things over to the Cardinal side of things real quick. If you're Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, it's a frustrating day so far. You lost big last night at North Union in the season, not going the way you wanted to with a 3-7 record. I'll be interested to see if the Cardinals roll over here, if they get a little burst of energy to start the second half to really try to get back into this and make sure the Bulldogs don't walk away with this one.
Yeah, one of the things you talked about is the history between these two teams having close games. This one tonight might not be close. I guess for the Algona fan, you hope maybe it isn't. But for GHB, they've been around enough winning teams. I don't think they're going to come out here halftime thinking, well, you know, we might as well just let this one go. I think you're going to see Garner really fighting hard to try to scrap back into this thing and try to hold Ben Helmers down a little bit.
Cardinals were a team that went 14-8 last season and 18-7 the year before as the Bulldogs start the second half with the basketball, heading left to right on the radio dial as Welp has the basketball top of the key, gets it left to Mansky in front of the Algona side of the crowd. Mansky back up top to Welp as the Bulldogs continue to be patient to start the second half. Mansky on the perimeter, gets to Alley in the corner, rises for three, rolls off the rim, Limbaugh the cleanup, and he sets it in for two.
That's right where you want Jack Limbaugh to be. Nice job on the far side of that shot.
And Limbaugh had a couple really good games right before winter break. Had a 17-point game against Clear Lake where he had a double-double, and had a solid game against Bishop Garrigan and the crosstown win for Algona as well as Gakin gets to the foul line. Gakin passing near side to Johnson. Johnson spins towards the lane, kicks it out to Zaroslik with 15 on the shot clock. Zaroslik brings it back out to half court as Coach Cecil claps his hands and likes the defense so far this possession. Ha into the corner to Gakin. Left side free ball, and he swishes it.
Yeah, that was a nice effort by the Cardinals there. Getting inside and then right back out on the touch pass to the corner. Open three-point look.
That was a late in the shot clock bucket for the Cardinals as Gakin has 11 of the 19 Cardinal points so far in this game. Mansky off the rock right now for Algona. Delivers the ball near side to Welp. Now down to Helmers. Helmers trying to find the lane. Poked away from behind, but Zaroslik reached through and got the foul.
No, I don't blame him.
Yeah, you know that Helmers is going to try to spin on you at some point, so try to be proactive.
See if he can be proactive, knock it away before he spins.
Bulldogs stack up everyone on the right side of the free throw line as...
I'm going to call an illegal screen on Jack Limbaugh.
So that one happened up near the three-point line as Limbaugh was trying to screen, and that'll be the first personal on Limbaugh. Both teams have one foul to start off this third quarter. As Haw collects the inbound pass and gets it off to Graham quickly. Graham, pass tipped away by Alley, and Limbaugh has the basketball. Up to Welp. Welp down the lane. Welp sidestepping. Welp scoops it up, and he scoops it in.
Nice hesitation there by Welp. Get through the defense, and then a little scoop shot.
6 points so far by Welp. Now it's Haw crossing the foul line towards the left side, getting out to Gakin. Gakin wants to drive, takes it right down Main Street, scoops it up and scoops it in.
Yeah, pretty move by Gakin. He's having a nice night.
Gakin all of a sudden with 13 points. Alley near side, rises for three, left it short. Limbaugh almost had the rebound, but Haas stole it away from him. And then Haas pass tipped away, he was trying to find Gakin. Mansky throws it away though, and Graham intercepts it. Up ahead to Haw. Haw into the paint, rising for a 10-footer, and it settles off the back of the rim, no good. It bounces near side as Alley picks it up. Behind the back pass to Welp, it rolls to him. Welp wants to drive in, and Gakin gets called for the foul, his second personal.
Yeah, the activity got a little bit hectic there on the last two trips up and down the court. Gakin in front of Welp, but just couldn't get his feet set, so he gets called for the block.
Eischen in for Mansky. 35-21, Algona on top of Garner, Hayfield, Ventura as we play at the 5:46 mark of the third quarter. That last foul, the second team foul against the Cardinals. Halmers in the right corner, gets immediately swarmed by Zaroslik and Graham, and then a foul by Zaroslik. That'll be his third.
Yeah, not sure about that one, but you can see what the Cardinals are doing there. They had a trailer coming off to double team Helmers as soon as he gets the ball, try to make him give it up.
And Flatibo will come in and replace Zaroslik. That was something that was talked about during the first half, how you can slow down Ben Helmers, who had 16 points. And the Cardinals are going to be well served at some point to say someone else has to score besides Helmers. As Helmers spins right, Helmers scoops it up. He rolled it in, but he traveled.
That's a third traveling violation on Ben tonight. Can't complain too much, though. He's had a nice night scoring, certainly.
5:35 on the clock. Cardinals have the ball right side to Flatibo. Alley pressuring him in the backcourt. Flatibo bursts his way across the timeline. Spins around 360s. He dribbles near half court. Alley guarding him all the way out there. Alley in heavy pursuit. Flatibo now heads right. Now he switches back to the left. Alley staying in front. Cardinals have nothing going yet. In the lane, it's Gakin. Back out to Graham, now back to Gakin, far side of the court. Gakin working his way towards the paint. He's just inside the foul line. He spins right, and his shot is left short as Eischen rebounds. Eischen bullets the pass near side to Alley. It gets through the Cardinals. Alley three-point ball is short, and the rebound is tapped into the lane. Limbaugh had it briefly, but now it's taken by Haw. Haw running up the floor. Bulldogs pursuing. Limbaugh swats it out of bounds. The big rejection again by the Algona junior.
There you go. Nice job of staying with the play. I thought that was going to be an open lay-in, but a nice hustle by Jack to get down there and swat that ball against the mat.
Again, that's a big part of defense as well, not giving up on the play.
Absolutely.
And Bulldogs had two players in pursuit that time, as Limbaugh was the first one to get there and had his second huge stuff of the night. Cardinals will inbound from the baseline. Graham into Gakin, far side of the court, as Limbaugh has him on the perimeter. Gakin enters the lane, rises, and Limbaugh blocks it again. Gets it out to Eischen, up ahead quickly to Helmers. Helmers to the bucket. Helmers no good. Gets his own miss, puts it back. That's no good. And then Helmers went over the back. And Flatibo had him boxed out. Helmers picks up his second foul.
That was something that did happen to the Bulldogs a little bit last night. Things like that got to the basket early in the shot clock and then could not get the ball to go down. You won't see Helmers come up empty on opportunities like that very often.
We've been stuck on 35-21 for the past couple of minutes here as the defenses have taken over, and a rare miss by Ben Helmers on that last possession. Gakin gets across half court. Helmers avoids the foul. Gakin threads the needle to Haw. Limbaugh jumped, but he stayed in front of Haw. Haw, he's trapped a little bit. He throws it away, and Helmers has it. Helmers runs the floor. Helmers goes into Flatibo. He blocks it, but a foul. Helmers going back to the charity stripe for two shots, and that's foul number 4 against the Cardinals. So Helmers still sitting on 16 points. He's been in the activity for the Bulldogs to start off this third quarter.
Helmers at the line shooting 2.
And 2 free throws coming for Helmers. First one on the way, and he swishes it. 36-21 Algona. Limbaugh 3 blocks so far tonight as Walker gets set to enter for Algona. Helmers' second foul shot heads into the drain as well, as Helmers now has 18 points, and Walker checks in for Limbaugh. So Bulldogs go for a little bit of a smaller lineup here right now. As Tate Garman in the game right now as well for Algona. Garman guards the Roslick in the backcourt. Now Gaken down the center of the court, brings it across the Bulldog logo, drifting toward the near side. 37-21 Algona, 4:13 left in the third quarter. Gaken, right at the foul line, gets it out to Flatibo. Flatibo in between the circles, back over to the right to Gaken. Almers has him on defense with 16 on the shot clock. Gaken, a couple dribbles and finding Zaroslik. Ha pops up into the right wing. Ha wants to drive, thread the needle inside to Ha, and he lays it in. That is Aiden Ha to Zane Ha.
Yeah, nice assist there.
37-23 in favor of Algona. Welp works the baseline, throws it into Zane Ha's pocket. He bobbles it though, and it's out of bounds as he couldn't secure that pass, but a nice job by the Cardinals to force Welp a little bit closer to the baseline than he wanted to be.
Yeah, he was off balance, about to go out of bounds, so tried to save it back in. Fortunately for the Bulldogs, it was fumbled out of bounds by the Cardinals.
Helmers will take a seat on the bench for Algona as Mansky is in the ball game right now. Walker looking. Walker still looking, gets it in to Eischen. Eichen's in traffic. Eischen tried to pass to Mansky. Cardinals knock it away. Here comes Zaroslik. Zaroslik down the floor, kicks it back out to Ha. Ha top of the key. Now Ha wants to drive. Ha bounces to Zaroslik, works the baseline. Cardinals rotate. It's Aiden Ha in the lane. Ha floats, and shots off the heel, no good. Rebound, and the foul on Zaroslik as he will foul the Bulldogs. That is foul number 5 against the Cardinals, and personal foul number 4 against Zaroslik as Gaken has to come back in and Zaroslik has to take a seat on the bench.
His third, 15.
Bulldogs will be able to march down and shoot free throws now with 3:24 left in quarter number 3 as Cardinals have 5 fouls. Mansky was the...
Have another little conference here. Officials bringing...
A substitution issue for the Cardinals right now.
Yep.
Zaroslik, they're going to have to complete the check-in procedure. Gaken will have to go back to the scoring table, but eventually he will replace Zaroslik.
After this first free throw.
Mansky sitting on 4 points tonight, and now he has 5 as the first free throw is true. Algona's lead has ballooned up to 15 points at 38-23, and now Zaroslik goes to the pine as Gaken will enter. Gaken with 13 of the Cardinal 23 points so far. Mansky free throw, and that one swishes through as it's 39-23 Algona. Eischen heads to the bench as Helmers returns for the Bulldog roster. Bulldogs will defend in the backcourt once again, a 3:24 on the clock. Gaken looking for Johnson and gets it back to Gaken. Finds Ha far side of the court, and Ha able to bring it across the timeline. Picked up by Garman. Ha heading left. Stops his dribble and bounce passes to Johnson near side. 3:11 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs with a 16-point lead over the Cardinals in this conference crossover matchup, North Central versus top of Iowa West. Pass near side to Johnson, almost got jumped by Helmers, back to Flatibo. Rises for 3, rolls off the rim, and sailing in for the rebound is Welp. Welp quickly into the front court. Welp down the paint. Welp the floater, and he scores it.
Nice touch on the ball by Welp.
8 points by Welp, and 41-23 Algona. 2:44 left in quarter number 3. Flatibo pursued near half court by Garman, weaving past 2 Bulldogs and finding Gaken in between the circles. Near side to Johnson, gets it into the post to Ha. Ha to the center of the lane. Hook shot no good. Mansky had the rebound briefly, and then it rolls over to Welp as Flatibo can't dive and save it. Outlet up to Garman. Garman reverse layup, and he spun it in. 43-23 Bulldogs. Algona up by 20, and the Cardinals want another timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout with 2:24 left in the third quarter. And Greg, we've talked about the pace of this game a lot. It's been deliberate, it's been slower, but the Bulldogs have taken a couple opportunities here in this third quarter to get out and run just as they did in the last possession. So some brief injections of pace in the midst of a good half-court offense by Algona.
Yeah, well, as you said earlier, depending on the circumstance of the ball game, you've got to be able to play different ways at different times, and I think the Bulldogs are doing what they can. Look for opportunities to run, and if they're there, go ahead and take them. But when they're not, settle down and play your half-court offense, move the ball around, look for a good, high-quality shot within 35 seconds, and Bulldogs, nice job. But, yeah, right there, tremendous transition basket, quickly down the court, and nice job on that reverse layup there.
Cardinals will try to answer. Coming out of the timeout as they will have 3 timeouts left. 2:24 left in quarter number 3 as Algona leads Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, 43-23. Gaken across half court, guarded by Mansky. Gets to the elbow and dishes it out to Ha. Corner pocket to Mason Graham, who just checked back in. Graham, pass batted up in the air. It's knocked out of bounds, and Mansky touched it last as he tried to sail in and save it.
good length by a number of the Bulldogs. They can get their hands on the ball, just deflect passes a couple of times there.
Cardinals stack up 4 players in the corner. Johnson collects the pass. Now Tebow with 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Near half court as Garmin guards him all the way out there. Near side to Johnson. Johnson on the wing with 8 on the shot clock. Johnson looking inside, flips it back top of the key to Tebow with 5 seconds, with 4 on the shot clock. Right side to Graham, corner to Gakin. He doesn't know he's out of time. Yep, shot clock violation. Once again, great defense by the Bulldogs. They had Gakin pinned in the corner for a double team, and he shrugged his shoulders and said, what can I do there?
Yeah, well, just have to have a little more talking on the court. Somebody's got to realize that shot clock runs down and yell at him. You might not get a high-quality shot, but Gakin was unaware that he needed to get one up.
Yeah, and every basketball coach you talk to says, we've got to talk on the court. And a lot of that is focused on the defense, but you've got to talk on offense as well when situations like that are arising. Halmers has the ball in the right corner for Algona. Halmers into the lane. Halmers sidesteps and he scores!
Oh, what a step through the defense there, through the double team by Helmers.
Halmers tiptoeing his way into the paint. He has 20 points, and it's 45-23 Algona. The array of moves that Halmers has in his toolkit never seem to end, as Walker briefly had the steal, and we have a kickball violation with 1:07 left in the third quarter, so Cardinals will maintain possession. Bulldogs will bring Alley back into the ball game, as Welp will take a seat on the bench with 8 points.
Yeah, I think as Cardinals had the kick ball, so the Bulldogs get the ball back.
So yes, Bulldogs will have a 1:07 left as the kick ball goes against Garner, Hayfield, Ventura. And Helmers with his 20 points, brings it across the timeline. Helmers top of the key, underhands it to Garmin. Garmin heads left, rises for a long 2, misses off to the right. Rebound pops loose off the hands of Tebow, and he stepped on the baseline. It's been that kind of afternoon for the Cardinals, and the Bulldogs will have it with 55 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, they're in good position there on that rebound. 2 Cardinals, but went deep along the baseline, and they stepped on the line.
Walker will be the inbounder for Algona. Bulldogs go 4 across. Walker gets it to the top of the key to Alley. Alley pumps on the 3. Alley drives, splits right down the lane, and he left the way up short. It got tipped on the way up as well. And the Cardinals have the basketball. 46 seconds left in the quarter. Right side to Gakin. Gakin enters the paint, drops the ball on the ground, picks it back up, and gets it out to Graham in the short right corner. 38 seconds left. Quarter number 3, 20 on the shot clock. Tebow starts the drive and then backs up. Helmers guards him near half court. Tebow towards the left. Gives it to Ha. Ha just left the center. Finds the foul line and flips it right to Gakin. 9 on the shot clock for Gakin. Gakin at the elbow, bounce pass to Ha baseline. Ha works inside. Shot rejected by Mansky. It deflects up the wall and hits the referee in the head, but Mansky with another big stuff as the Bulldogs continue to shot block really throughout this game.
Yeah, nice job.
3 seconds remain on the shot clock. So Cardinals will have to go fairly quickly here. Graham from the baseline. Graham looks, wings it to Ha in the corner. Ha with 3, rises with 2, in and out, no good. The buzzer went off inadvertently. The ball went back to Tebow. Tebow's runner is up and in. The Bulldog defense stopped after that buzzer sounded, and now 6 seconds left in the quarter. Walker jumps and passes near side, and it's going out of bounds back to the Cardinals with 2.5 seconds left. Past couple minutes, or past couple seconds, I should say, got a little sloppy for Algona.
Yeah.
But the third quarter will come to an end here after the final 2.5 seconds.
Oh, watch out.
Off the court to Gakin. Gakin to the bucket. Off the glass, no good. And that little scoop by Graham, no good at the buzzer either. That one might have been after the horn anyway. So that was a good look for the Cardinals, but they cannot get it at the end of 3. And the Bulldogs will lead by 20 heading into the fourth. 45-25 on Home Country Radio, KLGZ Algona.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Kossuth Regional Health Center. Make KRHC your home for healthcare.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush always beats a full house.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, they're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee, use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Eight minutes of basketball action left this afternoon from Algona High School as the Algona Bulldogs in control against the Garner Hayfield Ventura Cardinals 45-25. Algona had a scoring advantage of 14-9 during the third quarter to extend their lead to 20 points. And now the Cardinals have the basketball heading right to left on the radio dial. Gakin leading the way of 13 points for the Cardinals. Helmers of 20 for Algona as the Roslick playing with 4 fouls gives to Ha. Dishes into the corner. Catch and fire free ball. Graham off the back of the cup. No good. And Helmers with a behind the back dribble on the rebound and then gives it right back to the Roslick. Lob it to Ha. Ha in the center of the paint. Ha left-hander up and good.
Nice job by Hall, hesitating there, protecting the shot.
Hall with his first 2 points of the afternoon as the score is 45-27 Algona. Nancy gives to Allie on the wing, pump fakes and drives, bursts the bucket, floater up and good.
Nice soft touch, and what a burst of speed there by Allie.
Evan Allie of 7 points so far today. He's been seeking out more shots for this Algona offense as we're going to have a whistle and a stop here for the Cardinals.
No, the shot clock did not start that time.
So Cardinals will inbound the ball, and they will get things in order as far as the clock is concerned of 7:14 left in the third quarter. Bulldogs at 4-4 so far this season, trying to get win number 5 and get back above 500. Cardinals 3-7, trying to avoid their 7th loss in a row after the 3-1 start.
All right, reset the shot clock at 30.
So shot clock down to 30, and Graham will inbound for the Cardinals. Graham bullets it into Gakin, and we're rolling. 47-27 Algona as Gakin has it between the circles. Bounce pass to Johnson. Johnson sails down the lane and scoops the layup in.
A couple of nice possessions for the Cardinals. Looking inside, nice bounce pass assists.
Limbaugh has the basketball on the near side for Algona. Runs into Johnson, crashes out of bounds. Got the pass to Walker in the corner. His free ball is an air ball. Limbaugh trying to get it back, and Johnson collects the rebound, and then he's bumped from behind and fouled by Algona. We'll see who they get that on as the referees will discuss. Limbaugh will check out of the ball game as Welp will check in either case. I still don't think they've signaled what number that was.
No, I don't think they have yet. I
mean, Limbaugh was in the area, but he wasn't the only Bulldog there.
No, it could have been on, I think, Walker as well. Let's see what they're going to do here.
So they're going to wipe off the floor, and maybe they'll say we're not sure. And
32.
it will be Limbaugh. Yep. All right, so that'll give Limbaugh his second personal foul. Not really much foul trouble to speak of for Algona. The foul trouble was Zaroslik having 4 fouls for Garner Hayfield Ventura. Ball's inbounded right now to Johnson, and the Cardinals have it down 47-29 with 6:44 left in the fourth quarter. Top of the key, it's Ha. He'll fake the handoff to Graham, and he'll head right. Now he goes back to the left, and the paint kicks it out to Gakin. Gakin, pass tipped away. It's going out of bounds, and it will save the Cardinals as Helmers popped that one up in the air and out of bounds.
Yep, good hands defensively there.
So Roslick will be the inbounder from the far side of the court, and from the Bulldogs side of the gymnasium. Mansky jumps the pass. Here he comes. Oh, he tried to spin 360, and the ball popped away, and it goes out of bounds. Looked like his feet got stuck there as he tried to elevate.
Yeah, he had a clear path to the basket, trying to add a little entertainment value on that one, and looked like he just got stuck, as you said.
Yeah, they'll wipe out the floor down there, so we'll blame the wet floor on that one. Well, 47-29 Algona. I would say far and away their best defensive effort of the season so far.
Yeah, it's been very solid.
Helmers. His pass knocked away by Zaroslik on the inbounds, and Zaroslik runs the floor. Zaroslik sails in, and his layup scoops off the glass, no good. Gakin chases down the offensive board. Gets it to Ha on the wing. Passes near side. Ha into the corner to Zaroslik. Rises for three, hits the three.
And Garner having a nice fourth quarter here, narrowing the gap a little bit, and Bulldogs have turned it over now 7 times here in the second half. They had only 4 at halftime.
Yeah, you don't want to get too sloppy here in the fourth and get away from the good habits you established through the first 3 quarters.
Right.
Helmers between the circles, and you got tripped up by Ha for the foul. That will be foul number 1 against Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, and personal foul number 2 against Ha. Thibault will check in for Graham for the Cardinals, and the Bulldogs will bring Eischen and Garmin into the ball game as Walker and Alley head to the bench. Ben Helmers will be the inbounder for the Bulldogs, as he'll have it just to the left of the Algona bench, down on the right side of our basketball court. Garmin gives it to Welp on the left wing with 5:45 left in the fourth quarter. 47-32 Algona, as the Cardinals have trimmed 5 points off their deficit. They were down by 20 going into the fourth. Bulldogs patiently possessing, and Gakin jumps the pass. Mansky trying to save it. Gakin tracks it down, underhand to Zaroslik. Layup is up and good. Mansky was doing everything he could to prevent that, but good team basketball of the Cardinals, as now Mansky starts down the lane, gets turned back outside, trying to roll the ball to Eischen. That's another turnover. Bulldogs starting to get very sloppy as Zaroslik runs the other way. Bounce pass to Gakin, knocked away by Welp, and taken by Eischen. Outlet to Helmers. Helmers one-on-one. Helmers flies in, tries to scoop it up and score, but he traveled.
And he came down awkwardly there. And hopefully that's nothing too serious. Now the cramp, apparently.
Looks to be a cramp as they're stretching out his calf. So timeout was called by Coach Cecil. This is a good timeout. I think he senses things are getting a little sloppy here, and the Cardinals can be back in it all of a sudden if they can score in their next couple of possessions, but that travel by Helmers came on the takeoff. Bulldogs have had a couple what appear to be dunk attempts where the takeoff just isn't there, and I think Coach Cecil might be saying, hey, let's just get some buckets now, because the Cardinals are starting to get back in it.
Yeah, because you could end up, I mean, Garner, give them credit. They have not given up. They have stuck with this, and they've turned the Bulldogs over 5 times here in the fourth quarter alone. 9 in the second half, so the Bulldogs just get a little bit sloppy when they've done so well tonight for most of the first 3 quarters of this ball game. Taking care of the ball, being patient on offense, and all of a sudden just getting a little bit ragtag out there. And GHV has had some nice interior passing, and they've hit 4 out of 6 shots here.
Well, we've talked also about how Algona likes to get out and run. Cardinals are not as much of a running team, obviously, as Algona is, but they've taken a couple opportunities off turnovers to run in the fourth quarter and turn that into a couple of buckets. As coming out of the timeout, it's 47-34 in favor of Algona. Cardinals on a 9-2 scoring push to start the fourth quarter, trying to make one final stand and get back into it against Algona. Bulldogs will show some full court pressure here as Gakin will be the inbounder. Gakin throws a dangerous pass to Thibault, who spins and catches it, weaves into the front court past Eischen, and then underhands it to Gakin as he was starting to fall down. 5 minutes left in quarter number 4. Ha has it just inside of half court, guarded by Welp. Ha towards the baseline. Ha jumps and passes near side to Zaroslik. Catch and rip 3, and he finds the bottom of the net.
Well, I tell you what, major comeback here by the Cardinals. They're back within 10.
Cardinals are not going away, ladies and gents. It's 47-37, and they have outscored the Bulldogs 12-2 so far in the fourth quarter. 47-37, 4.5 minutes left. Garmin has the ball near side of the court, guarded by Thibault. Energy coming from the Cardinal bench right now. Mansky right of the lane, dishes outside to Welp, drops the ball and picks it back up with 14 on the shot clock. Welp will bring it back out with 10 seconds. Welp looks, Welp wants to create, Welp to the foul line, trying to step back, not there, finds Mansky, and Mansky traveled. The turnovers continue for Algona.
My goodness. This is shaping up to be a close ball game. I was going to say earlier there's no way we have a second overtime, but and I still don't think we will, but it's trending in that direction as the Bulldogs continue to turn it over. 6 turnovers, only 2 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter.
Welp aggressively tries to jump a pass, and the Cardinals able to get it into the front court. Zaroslik on the right side with 4:08 left. Well, Cardinals are down by 20 going into the fourth. They're now down by 10, so they're on pace to tie the game. It took 4 minutes to trim 10 points off the deficit, and then to get 10 more points, that is, in the last 4, is the 3-point ball no good for Johnson, and Mansky grabs the rebound. It'll be tough to do, but not impossible, as they've showed. Helmers wants the drive. Helmers taking big strides, got to the cup and scored it.
Boy, you wonder how on earth he made that shot. That's 3 Cardinals practically hanging on him, and he was a little bit off balance, but yet kisses off the glass.
22 points by Ben Helmers. They gave that bucket to Levi Walker on the scoreboard, but that was for Helmers for Algona. Johnson, near side triple on the way, and he rainbows it into the net.
The Cardinals 3 out of 4 now from outside the arc here in the fourth quarter.
So 49-40 right now in favor of Algona, but the Cardinals have it back down to single digits for the first time in quite a while.
Cardinals only had 2 3-pointers in the game. They made 3 now in the last about 3 minutes.
Mansky on the left wing for Algona. We're down to 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's Garman. Ball being swatted at by Zaroslik. Zaroslik's got to remember he has 4 fouls. He also has 9 points. 2:55 left. Bounce pass to Mansky. Mansky down the lane. Mansky charging in. Tough shot, missed it right. Rebound loose. Popped high in the air. It's heading out of bounds, and the Bulldogs touched it last as Welp tried to keep it alive. Evan Alley checks in. Jack Limbaugh checks out. Bulldogs had this game under control, but now up by just 9 points of 2:46 left.
Well, they've been hot from 3-point range.
Cardinals get it in to Haw. 2:44 left. Time still very much on Algona's side, but a bucket here by the Cardinals really would make things interesting. Gakin working at 13 points, bursts into the front court. Gakin working his way inside. Offensive foul. And that foul is going to go against Zaroslik, and that'll be his 5th foul. He is done for the night with 9 points. Second team foul on Garner, Hayfield, Ventura, so not a team anywhere near the bonus in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs need to work a patient possession here as Alley finds Mansky of 2:27 left. 49-40 in favor of Algona. Cardinals, a big push here in the fourth quarter. They've outscored the Bulldogs 15-4 so far in this period. Welp up top to Mansky of 2:14 left. Now right wing to Alley. Alley driving in. Alley in between 2 defenders. He got sandwiched and he draws the foul. So 2 free throws upcoming for the Bulldogs sophomore as Evan Alley will have a chance to get it back into double figures. Zane Haw picks up his first personal.
His first 13 foul. Alley at the line.
And free throws coming right now for Algona. Alley tees the first one up and left it short. Stays at a 9-point game. So 2:10 left. Cardinals will have to work of pace after this foul shot. Free throw on the way by Alley, and it rolls through. That'll make Algona get a 10-point lead back, 50-40. It's Cale Johnson near side of the court right now, guarded by Welp. Johnson jumps and passes Gakin, and then Garman ran right into him.
Garman had the right idea, but the wrong place. Unable to cut inside, and was right over the top of him.
Second on Tate Garman, second team foul for Algona. Bulldogs love to aggressively jump passes, and sometimes they get burned for that, but that ball was hanging in the air for a while, and Garman's eyes lit up when he saw that one coming through.
Yeah, it was a good one to go after, but just didn't have quite the right angle.
Zaroslik handling the rock right now. Zaroslik driving right to the paint, bounce pass in the corner to Haw, eyes the bucket, staying in front of Mansky. Haw to the paint, ball off of Helmers' foot. Kickball violation on Algona, 1:47 left. And it'll force an inbounds play from the baseline by the Cardinals, but nice defense by Mansky on Haw, keeping his body in front the whole time. Graham from the baseline, Graham to inbound, holds it over his head, flings it in, finds Haw. Haw passes the jumper, and he'll bounce it to Johnson instead. Johnson of 10 points, passing near side to Aiden Haw. Haw waiting, he'll drive, he'll bounce it to Zane Haw. Ball ripped away by Welp, he has the steal, then he almost threw it away, but he got it back. Gets it up to Mansky. Mansky flies in, finger rolls and scores. 12-point lead. Now the Cardinals in trouble with 1:22 left. Haw against Mansky, bringing it across the Bulldog logo near side of the court. Mansky tries to poke it away, but he reached in and picks up a 3rd foul for Algona.
Personal foul called on Alex Mansky.
Mansky had visions of a steal and a dunk, making up for the unsuccessful dunk attempt earlier tonight. And the timeout is called by Garner, Hayfield, Ventura of 1:17 left. Timeout on the floor as Algona leads 52-40, and we'll take one final timeout as well on Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube stream.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
Algona 52 and Garner, Hayfield, Ventura 40 as we head to the final 117 of the fourth on Home Country Radio KLGZ. The Cardinals have the basketball right now as they got it down to 9 points at one point, but the Bulldogs have extended their lead back up to double digits. Mansky tries to jump a pass up top, but Ha is able to keep it away from the Bulldog Jr. Graham back to the left to Ha. Ha drives the baseline, floats it over Garmin, rolls off to the far side, and Alley rebounds. Final 60 seconds of the game as Alley gets it up to Welp. 52-40 in favor of Algona. Ben Helmers with 22 points to lead the way. Right side to Alley. Now back out to Welp. They try to double team him. They get it to Garmin at the foul line. Garmin down the lane. Bulldogs want to run shot clock as Garmin gets it back outside. As the bounce pass goes to Mansky. 40 seconds left in the game. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Helmers up near the half-court logo. Hands it off to Welp. Welp with 9 seconds. Lost it and picked it back up. High pass to Helmers. Helmers doesn't even bother landing. Missed the shot but tips it back in.
Helmers for 2.
54-40 in favor of Algona. Helmers now with 24 points as there's 21 seconds left in this one. Pass swatted away by Alley. Picks it up in the backcourt. Sails in. Layup no good. Helmers the follow and he puts it in for the exclamation point. 26 points for Ben Helmers, and the final 10 seconds are rolling in this one. Gakin for Garner, Hayfield, Ventura into the lane. Rises for a jumper and it rolls in. Gakin's going to finish tonight with 15 points. From the baseline, Garmin will hold it, and that'll be the final buzzer. Algona hangs on to win 56-42 as they shake off last night's loss to St. Edmund, and the Bulldogs are back above 500 at 5-4. We will step aside for one final timeout and look at tonight's final numbers coming up next on Home Country Radio KLGZ and at the Algona Radio YouTube live stream.
At Security State Bank, we realize each customer has a unique set of needs and goals. That's why we place a greater value on providing outstanding customer service. All products and services are designed for customers within our local community. We value each customer that walks through our door and wants to give them the personalized attention they deserve. Find out why Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne is your partner in community banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio are brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Jason Brace, Daniel Folt, and Michael Toll.
Camco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm insurance agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
Dump it. They do the dirty work so you don't have to.
Albert Electric. Flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants, where everyone counts.
Yemlin Builders and Apartments, quality apartments for rent, beauty and craftsmanship that will never go out of style.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
final score for game number 2 of our basketball doubleheader. Algona 56 and Garner Hayfield Ventura 42. The Bulldogs shake off last night's loss to St. Edmund and improve to 5-4 on the season. Garner Hayfield Ventura has their losing streak extended to 7 games as they are now 3-8 on the season. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Greg Stewart. And Greg, I'll start here. I found Algona played a really good 3 quarters, kind of took a deep breath in the 4th quarter and took their foot off the gas pedal when they were up by 20 and got things in order once Garner Hayfield Ventura got it back down to single digits. But I think the first 3 quarters you can take a lot of good things from Algona. They played a different style than they're used to, but they did very effectively. And, 3 quarters of really good defense.
Yeah, they really did. And I think that's going to be the bottom line out of this ball game. They did what they wanted to do. They recovered. They shook off last night's disappointing loss. And as you say, really played a style that is not their preferred style of play, but very patient offensively tonight and good shot selection. And when you do that, you end up with stats like this, 23 out of 43 from the field, 54% from the field. They shot 59 in the first half, so a little bit less in that second half. But as we know, that 4th quarter got just a little bit ragtag. That's probably the one disappointing thing out of the ball game, and a lesson to be learned. That yes, you had a comfortable lead after 3 quarters, but you can't start thinking about style points. You got to continue playing your ball game, and the Bulldogs turned it over 6 times there in the 4th quarter. Unofficially, 10 turnovers in the second half. They had only 4 at halftime, end up with 14. They did play good defensively, though, as you mentioned, and turned the Cardinals over 18 times tonight. So they still won that turnover battle, but not quite as big as it would have been. 3-point shooting, last night Evan Alley hit a couple of threes, and he hit one tonight. But that was really the extent of it tonight. The Bulldogs hitting on just 2 of 9, it looks like, opportunities tonight from outside the arc. Oh, no, that can't be right. We've got 2, we've got 4 there in the first half. Got something crossed up here. 4 for 9. I'm sorry, adding that up on the air here. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. So that's not too bad, really. 4 out of 10. But the big thing, I think, would be that getting a little bit loosey-goosey with it there in the 4th quarter when they knew they had it well in hand, and probably then did take some shots that they shouldn't have. They turned the ball over a few times, but overall, as you said, yeah, a good solid effort. They did the things they wanted to do, played very solid defense without fouling for the most part, and showed great patience on offense and good shot selection, which is, I think, what Coach Cecil wanted today, because that was probably the weak point last night that allowed St. Ed's to stay in that game. And when you allow teams to hang around, you never know what might happen. And St. Ed's, give them credit, played well defensively last night and did just enough to hang around and get that win. But the Bulldogs, nice job of shaking it off and playing the way they need to play today to get the win.
They do get the win today by a final count of 56-42. The scoring by quarter was pretty consistent for the first 3 quarters. Algona outscored Garner Hayfield Ventura 15-9 in the 4th, then outscored them in the first quarter, and 16-7 in the second as they went up 31-16 at the half. They outscored the Cardinals 14-9 in the 3rd quarter, taking that 20-point lead into the 4th. But then the Cardinals would outscore the Bulldogs 17-11 during that final period. But a 56-42 win, and like we said last night, the Bulldogs had such a short turnaround. And Greg, you played 2 games coming out of winter break, and there's going to be a few rust issues, and that certainly was something that the Bulldogs dealt with last night, and that all teams deal with coming out of winter break. But you like to see the fact that they play back-to-back games, and they play a lot better in the second game than they did in the first game. We're not expecting things to be perfect after you go 2 weeks without playing an official game. And, coaches always talk about we got to get our legs back underneath us, and we've got to get our conditioning up, and especially for a team that likes to run as much as the Bulldogs. But, to play back-to-back games coming out of winter break, it's tough, even though they're both at home. And, to rebound in the second game, I think, said some positive things about Algona.
Absolutely. It's certainly a lot better than the opposite. You play a good game last night and then let it all fall apart, and then you've got a bad taste in your mouth coming off the second half. But the way it is, you've corrected some things. You show that it works on the court. You got positive results, and now you're building off positives moving forward.
So it's going to be a little bit before Algona plays again, as they will play on Friday night against Clarion Goldfield Downs to resume North Central Conference action. But the Bulldogs will take a 5-4 record into that game, as the Cardinals will drop to 3-8 on the season. That'll wrap it up for this afternoon as the Bulldogs sweep the Cardinals on Home Country Radio KLGZ. For my partner Greg Stewart, I'm Tyler Lance, signing off as once again your final score, Algona 56 and Garner Hayfield Ventura 42.